No, man. What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Welcome one, welcome all to the Jerkmonger Show. I am your host, the Jerkmonger, Elliot Fernandez, coming at you live. I just turned off. I had to mute my volume so I hear myself talking to me.
Oh.
What's up, kids? How's everybody doing today? I got today as a special guest on the Jerkmonger Show. I have my man Antonio MALPICA, also known as Critias, also known as Scorn Comics. And by the way, Scorn, I know I've never made you a moderator. I should make you a moderator.
I am. I'm a moderator.
You are a moderator? I don't see
Oh
you.
no, wait, I'm
You're
not. Wait,
not.
am I? What the? In the other chat,
What?
I am, wasn't I?
What the what? What the what?
You dethroned me. Oh,
I did not dethrone you. I don't think you ever were a moderator on my channel.
yeah, I was. I
No,
was.
Chico. No, Chico. No,
Yeah. I was posting
no.
links in your chat and everything.
No, you. That's always been on everybody else's thing.
No, Elliot, I wasn't moderating in your chat. I was dethroned.
No, you were not.
I
What's
was
wrong with you?
dethroned, you. I want my refund.
What's up, kids? Let's see here. I'm going to go through the chat. Well, before I go into the chat, I want to give Mr. MALPICA an opportunity to listen to me. One of the things I hate about being a former New Yorker is I hate that I speak fast because I mumble. I'm gonna start calling myself Mumbles McGillicuddy.
Well, it's all right because I speak fast, but it's not because I like to do it. It's because my father spoke fast, so I had to like keep up with him in conversation, and so it
Right.
became my bad habit. So I can't slow down even if I want to.
All right, hold on, here. I'm gonna refresh my page here for the chat. Rodwell's laughing at us. Uncanny Arthur Bear Brown, aka the Uncanny Kodiak. I like that you're doing that, Bear, but it's killing me. You have so much. No, Creed wasn't mod. How did I get rid of that? That
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
thank you, Arthur, because I was dethroned.
First of all, it's not a throne. It's not even like that. Gee whiz.
A wrench is a throne. I can just like pick random people and just throw them out like out of the kingdom.
Oh Lord. Let's see. Rodwell says, "Vámonos," and right, LOL. And Nasser says, "I no longer want Elliot to design my characters. He is a traitor." Oh,
Oh,
Nasser.
Nasser.
Oh,
Go take that
Nasser.
jelly and go put on some bread.
And I'm trying to say it the way you say it. I'm trying to say your name as Nasser, not Nasser. But for that, you get a big Nasser. You get a woman.
Nasser.
You get a woman's, and you get a Nasser's.
Nasser a body.
Oh man, he says I'm not kidding. Down with Elliot. Well, Nasser. Nasser, you know what that means? I might have to remove your wrench, I think.
Oh yes, yes. Time to put Nasser in a 300-second timeout.
Oh man. Remove moderator. Oh, Nasser. I've taken away your power. You're no longer powerful. It's so bad. I started watching. Have you ever heard of was it Sebastian or something like that? Maniscalco, whatever.
No.
Comedian. He's got a
No.
new thing on Netflix, and I love the way he talks. He's a very Italian guy. He goes, I don't know why. Forget it. I don't think Nasser. Why you do that? Don't worry about it. Anyway, Trusty Sidekick says it is now officially my birthday. Well, happy birthday, Trusty Sidekick. Happy birthday to you. I can't sing that song because it's copywritten. If we sing that song, I'll end up getting a copyright strike, so I can't do that. But happy birthday to you. He says I'm shameless. I know. And by the way, Trusty Sidekick, I love your Robin avatar. I just noticed that. Very good. Very good. Good on you. Good on you.
Oh,
Go ahead.
You can't get a copy strike on saying happy birthday, can you?
I don't know, but the song is copyrighted. That's why they can't sing in the restaurants.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know that? You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Check this out. I clicked on your thing for moderator now, but you're not coming up blue and you don't have a wrench. Do you have a wrench now?
Yeah, I'm blue. I'm blue.
Okay. See, it was probably always blue. You just didn't know.
Yeah. All of a sudden.
I don't know how it happened. I don't remember you being a moderator on my channel, man.
I was, man. I was posting links for the MegaCon, not the MegaCon, with the con that I met you at the week before.
What?
Yeah.
I wonder if somebody. I bet you Nasser removed your thing. Can he remove it?
No. Only the chat owner.
Nasser says he hates us both. Cam 1138. What's up, you guys? What's up? All right. So as the title implies, go ahead, MALPICA. Tell us about your project right now that you have in the you have it in demand.
Yeah, Detective Dead. If you guys are interested, go check it out. It's about a detective from the 1930s who finds his wife and daughter murdered after a successful police raid, and himself, well, he himself gets killed and winds up waking up in the modern day time with superpowers and also realizing that criminals from his past are also alive and running around. So he has to stop them. That's in
Mm,
short.
mm.
Yeah.
Good stuff. The link is in the description below. So if you guys are interested in participating, I do encourage you to do it. The art's looking really good, man. By the way, your artist is doing a good job.
Oh man, this guy's amazing, man. Every time he sends me a pencil and I send it to the anchor, it's just like it just pops out at me. Just
Nah,
love it.
did you see what Nasser said? I gave a dislike, dipping out now. Bye, jerks. You know what, Nasser? Even if you come back, where are you at? Put user in timeout. Sorry, Nasser.
We're gonna give you a John Malin, Nasser. Mm.
Jose Alicia, what's up, man? You're about to spit straight fire on the mic. Why is that?
My wife is fighting with the kids.
No, he's Jose is telling me I'm gonna spit fire. Why did you unwrench Nasser? Because he needs to be taught a lesson. Nasser. I love Nasser.
For insurrection.
I love Nasser, but sometimes he says things that,
NASA's the Commas Gate Patsy. Right, NASA?
That's funny. All right, Nasser, I give you back your wrench. Shut
Come
your
on,
mouth.
NASA, reply. We can't see you. Oh, wait, that's right. You're on the
He
timeout.
he dipped out. Lorenzo Slisek, Gulf City. Why did you unwrench? Okay. What's up, Critias? Says Eric Huga. What's up, Eric?
What's going on,
Yeah, the
Howard?
boys love from Sydney. All right, on. All right, on. Oshin Arakelian. Did I say that the right way? Sketch Therapy. What's going on? Send him the link. Get him on the show. You can't kick him if you don't bring him on. I already kicked him. It's okay. Arthur, yeah, boy, you know it. I back my boy Crid. So excited. You should go to, and he's put the Detective Ted.
Gracias,
Uh,
gracias.
Jose, you have that studio mic they use when they make music. It's not actually. It's pretty. It's a basic microphone. It's a snowball.
I'm not need your mic to rap on.
Yeah. Well, how do I sound, by the way? Do I sound better than I used to?
You
I
sound
think I
sexy,
sound better.
baby. You sound
Mm,
so good. Mm. You
give it
sound.
up. Ain't no use. I can't help myself if I wanted to. Okay. Love the title lettering for Detective Dead. Yeah, yeah. Sheesh kebab. You pronounced my name properly, unlike Mike. That's because I'm your favorite guy on YouTube. Okay, so very cool. So you also have a. We're going to be working on one of your characters. We're going to revisit. What's her name again?
Young Glory, but
Young Glory.
yeah, I'm beginning to like decide to change the title of the book and keep her name Samantha Glory, but I want to put something that represents her more, like
Okay.
one word. I just haven't thought about it yet.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool. So for those of you who are in the chat right now, I'm gonna switch to my screen here. I'm gonna give you guys a preview as to what I'm working on. I am working on a project with Doug Tenaple. We have not revealed the title yet. I have a name for my character, but I'm not going to go into that yet. But basically, this is the female character here. What do you think about this, Crid?
She's looking good, even for her age.
Right, right. She
Yeah.
looks like does she look compatible to this guy here? Like if they're a married couple?
Yes. Yes, they do.
Okay, good. That's important. That was a very important thing.
Yes, I saw your stream. I was on your stream the other day. I didn't talk at all. I was watching you showing the young version of her, and you was searching through the Photoshop, I guess, or layers, looking for her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know why my screen blinked out on me there, but all right. Let's see. Eric says, "Will it be on Indiegogo?" It certainly shall. It's going to be. We're looking at launching this in the next couple of weeks. I have some projects I have to wrap up before I head out, but or I get started on this. But the goal, I just got the first two acts as a script from Doug,
Oh,
and
nice.
yeah, I'm very excited, man. It's so good. Very, very pumped up. Let me show you guys some other stuff that I've been doing here. Unfortunately, this file is getting deep, but I went ahead and I inked other parts of my character here so you can get just a look. Yeah, there you go. This is him. Different looks there.
Yeah, I like that.
I think this is the style I'm going to go with. It's funny. I'm so used to hey, Edwin, how you doing, brother? I'm so used to drawing in the intense, um, comic style that sometimes trying to draw in a cartoony style or even as cartoony as as Doug was so challenging.
Right.
So hard, but the important thing what I wanna do here is I wanna be able to give myself a bunch of angles from the face, and so I know what I'm drawing when I draw it. Like, this the cartooniest one for her so far is the smiley face here.
Mm.
This is the cartooniest one, and, great, I'm gonna go ahead and present this to the crowd.
Go
Okay,
ahead,
so,
man. I love it. I love it.
present to everyone. Okay,
So
so
you can't give away the story yet, right?
No, I really can't. I mean, what I wanna wait till we have the campaign launched,
Okay.
and, that way when we get into it, that can create, so that because if you're giving away too much information now by the way, I will be working on this during on live streams and stuff like that. I
Oh,
might
that's
not give you
nice.
yeah, you might not get to see everything on live stream, but you'll get a good chunk of it, so people will get to see what's going on, how I'm producing everything, and so that's going to be important. That's going to be important. But yes, I'm having a blast doing this stuff. I do have one more character that I have drawn. I found some new reference for this that I wanted to use, so I'm excited about that as well. Because
Mhm.
for a second there, it was getting like, what? How can I? What's the best course? I did a little video the other day about why I'm doing it this way. And it's because because and then some people were concerned about my comments about it, I think, but it's really because I need to make sure that I can follow through and do what I'm saying I'm going to do on time.
Right.
Hold on to see. I got the character somewhere here.
Oh, you know that character you gave me? The one that if you don't want to give it to me?
Yeah,
Well, I came up with a good story for him, man.
you did. Okay,
Yeah, I think he might. He's a Christian superhero though.
okay, okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
What that's a character?
Yeah, this is one of the characters. This is another.
I like him. I like his ears.
Yeah, all right, fun. So this is all about just kind of showing. Gee whiz, I can't tell what's what anymore. No, I want that on. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So that now you kind of see the cast together. These are my main characters so far.
No, I
So,
like it.
you know.
It kind of
All
it's
right.
bringing me a lot of questions because I'm trying to see what's the story about. How they all connect together, all three characters. Well, I know the
Believe it or
wife and
not,
the husband. I'm just trying to figure out the other guy.
it's nothing about what you see here. There's just different shots and angles and things. I'm just really practicing how to draw these characters
Okay.
regardless. So, like I don't even know uh uh how and deep in the story if whether some characters laugh or whatever, it's just
Right.
I just wanted to include that as like, okay, what if they do say something funny or a guy chuckles or what if at the end of the story the guy goes, ha, 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 good thing we had our pistol or whatever, you know. So you can see also how I've changed her. Look how different she is. I think, well, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to present that much of that, but let me see here. There's this, this. That was older drawings of her. Let's see here. That's not even it. That's not her at all. Hold on. Hold it. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me put some more boom in it. Come on. See, I got to get more organized here. This is wasting everybody's time. This is dead air time. We don't
No,
like no
sorry, it
dead
is.
air.
My kids over there yelling and fighting, so I'm trying I had to mute myself real quick.
Oh no, no. I'm saying I'm the one that's got issues
No,
here.
you're good. So did the I'll tell you real quick while you're doing that. Cut me off when you're ready. So the story is gonna be right. Like I said, it's a Christian superhero.
Okay.
Mm, Jesus comes down, right? Or the Holy Spirit comes down.
Bam.
You
Okay.
don't see him, and he spits on the ground on dirt, and he creates the superhero, right? But the thing with the
Okay.
superhero is that he doesn't have a personality of his own. He just has to discover himself, you know, and he's charged with the like saying like Jesus tells him, like I said, it's still working out the kinks, but Jesus tells him, go out into the world, right, and save who you will, you know. And so he's learning his superpowers and saving people, but he's beginning to realize pain. He starts to realize suffering. He starts to experience these human emotions, and it just starts affecting his personality. He realizes he can't save everybody at once. He can't save the whole world. It's like a learning experience, and it's gonna be good. The way I imagine it, I just gotta keep working at all the
Mm.
details.
No, it sounds like it's got a heavy theme. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah. It's
cool. That's
definitely
cool.
heavy.
All right.
I
So
don't want to
here's
give
the
away too
representation.
much.
See, there you go. Everybody's getting mad at me by not giving away too much. I don't know what to say. All right. Sketch says he likes that idea. Just looked up and I saw that. All right. So you can see my characters now kind of all together. I also made her, she's not as voluptuous as she used to be, but
Mm.
we're working on that. So anyway, I got
So
to
you get the
take it.
before and after then, when she was young and when she's older.
I can't find all those drawings, bro. Like, where's everything at? Okay. Let me do that again. Maybe this here. Yeah, you can see this is why organization is so important.
Yeah, and
I'm
naming your layers.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Well, you know what happens is sometimes I name my layers and then I draw something over it and I use that as my this is my I combine the layers and it changes the name.
Oh
Go figure.
man.
So you're not gonna be writing that story Second Coming with DC? I thought for sure that was gonna be you. No? Oh, okay. Just checking. Just
No,
checking.
no, 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 no.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and create a new file here,
Yes, sir.
and so we can go ahead and start something for you. I have. I'm gonna go and open up my. I'm gonna open up my messages from the Twitter handle. Yeah, Hasselhoff.
Oh my goodness.
Ah, okay, so
Would you
you've
like?
given.
I'm
So
sorry.
talk to me about. We started off. The character was a
Right,
gymnast.
right.
Is she still a gymnast?
No.
Okay, so then
She
that's why that design doesn't work as well.
Right, right. She's a dancer, you
A
know.
dancer.
So let me give you a little bit of her background about dancing, though, right? So she's dancing to save up money to pay for her mother-in-law's medical bills because her mother-in-law has cancer, right? And she's also trying to do dancing because she's trying to save money. So when she saves enough, she wants to go to school to be somebody.
What
So
kind of dancer is she?
she was
MALPICA.
sorry. So she's a stripper, right? Right?
Oh,
No, but listen, listen. She doesn't get naked. She never gets naked because she feels that once she crosses that line, she loses her dignity. You know.
okay,
So she
okay.
gets the most she'll do is just stay in her underwears. That's like the most she'll go because she feels if she does that, she doesn't lose herself or at least her her moral. I guess you can say.
Gotcha, gotcha. So she's a stripper that doesn't strip.
Yeah, like I've been to a strip club before when I was younger, where the strippers like they just get to their underwears and that's it. But that's like
Oh,
soft
gotcha, gotcha,
stripping,
gotcha.
soft strip joints, whatever you want to call it.
Cam Cam says worst stripper ever.
Right. So you can imagine she struggles to make money. She's not
Yeah, yeah,
making
yeah.
it she thought she was gonna make.
But she's just trying something. She's trying whatever she can without losing her soul.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, yeah. O'Sheen says I lose my dignity every day at work. I lose my dignity every day with my kids. What are you talking about? All right. So I'm at an interesting angle here, sitting down, almost practically laying in my chair. Can
Mhm.
you still hear me well? I still
Yes, I
sound
could.
okay? All right, good.
Yep, yep.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I see you have okay, so I see that she's gonna be this almost has like a 1990s vibe. Like it's I know that you didn't get it from the 90s, but it's gonna be she's gonna look like probably something out of old DC books, I think.
Possibly,
Yeah,
possibly.
yeah. It has that
Yeah.
flavor to it.
Yeah, like, the clothes she wears, like, since she doesn't go, like, completely naked, she wears,
Mhm.
like, these clothes that, like it's provocative, like, it provokes man to, like, check her out, whatever it is. It may be.
So when you say provocative, do you mean that she provokes? I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
No,
All
no,
right.
no, not provokes. She provokes.
Oh, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. Hey now. Hey now. All right, so guys, as you can see, I'm working digitally, and the reason why I'm working digitally, and I've learned my lesson. Um, Sometimes the name of the game for any of this type of work is speed and efficiency, and I
Okay.
find that working digitally helps me stay efficient. So if there's something that you think you want, or any this is anybody's, because I've been approached about doing character designs several times lately. Uh, she evokes a reaction. That's interesting, Cam. Um, that's the design work is different from commission work. So I got to make sure I explain it to people because if
Okay.
you want me to draw Batman for you, that's a commission, but this is design work. And this is just explaining to people why I'm using digital. And so this isn't necessarily going to be something you're going to hang on your wall, is it?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Depends how good she looks.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe we'll turn into that. But as of right now, I want to move smooth and quick in this concept here.
Right.
So she's still a young woman.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. As you guys, don't judge me, guys, but women tend to have breasts. So
Yeah, guys, come on now.
don't
Please, please,
judge.
please be immature about it. I mean, don't be immature about it.
It's true, sex sells, and
Right, right.
but
That
I
is the
haven't
truth.
drawn any sex yet. I'm just drawing boobs.
When I was going to school for writing, one of the things they taught me was no matter what you do, even you have to throw in a kissing scene, just throw it in because sex sells. You know?
Yeah, even a smooch.
Yeah.
Even a smooch. So go ahead. So smooch away, guys.
Well, I don't want to do burlesque, guys, because that's Martina Makota did a comic about a burlesque hero. So I can't. I don't want to, start jumping up with other people's ideas like that.
Man,
I
I'm
want to be
s
original, if possible. I mean, no, nothing under the sun is new. Nothing under the sun is new. It's been done before.
it's true. That's true. It turns out. It turns out.
You know,
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start building out what I think is a physical how she might stand.
I like the way
I'm
she
work
stands already.
Yeah? You like that
Yeah,
already? So,
yeah, yeah.
alright. So I see your references. I see a lot of hands. Oops. I don't know what happens there. It's a lot of hands poking out, like, hands in 3 dimensions. Oh, look at
Right,
me. So I'm just modeling her, guys. So this isn't an action pose. This is just for me to get an idea about how she should be. What does she look like? Um, what would her body language? How would her body language describe who she is? And based on some of the inspiration that Antonio sent me, I see some interesting things here. So I want to kind of use some of that. Some of it's going to be
right,
directly used as far as pose may be, but we'll see how that goes.
right.
All right, because the point of this is not to draw the prettiest picture in the world. The point is to get your concept developed. So
Of course.
I'm gonna move forward now and just keep adding.
Well, I'm
I'm
leaving it
gonna
open to you because you're the artist and you know what works. So if I see something, I'll let you know. Hey, I don't really like that too much.
gotcha. Bing, ba, da, da. She looks like she's doing aerobics. Maybe she is. Maybe she is. Maybe she's doing the flash dance. She's a maniac, maniac. I
And
know.
I seen parts of that movie. I never really seen all of it, but I've been for some reason wanted to watch it lately.
You might want to watch it based on the premise of your story, actually, because I don't remember it perfectly, but I think it's the concept I think is this gal is in Chicago, and it's one of those. It's a drama, about life and how this girl she dances. She works at a factory, I think, and she does a lot of looks like stripping, but it's not quite stripping. I think this might be right up your alley, brother.
Right.
Draw
Yeah, I'm
her
definitely gonna check
twerking.
it out.
Test dealers do this twerking. Uh.
Yeah.
Antonio, if I don't know how comfortable you are with other people getting involved, but you're welcome to share this in that other chat that I don't know about.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
If you want to bring other people in, I don't
All
know.
right. Let me
I don't
just
know
put
who's
this
awake right now. It is late. On here, we're both Antonio and I are on the East Coast, and it is
1:30.
1:30 almost in the morning. So
Me and Linda just got back from the bar, and we decided
yeah,
to stream late.
yeah. Bar life is tough. Bar life is tough. She's a maniac, maniac, I know. Does she wear boots? Does she wear do you think she wears like heels?
Uh, I guess I left that open. You know what I mean? Like, I guess boots would
Okay.
be, okay. I mean,
Okay.
like you see how they got in the pictures I sent you, like something like it, like that. Like
Well, because you know what the problem is for me is I notice a lot of times when people draw or they create characters that don't wear shoes, there's always this weird, um when women are flat on the f on and their feet are flat on the floor, they
Right,
don't look quite as attractive. So it's when they're it's not because it's something about the length of the leg and the way the toe points is very, very
right,
graceful. It's got a
right.
very,
But no, I don't want no feet showing. No, that's for sure.
no, no, it's not even that. If when I see people wearing, like, flat shoes, it's literally the shoes when they're flat.
Right.
So I'm gonna give her pointed toe even if she is, I'm gonna point her toes a little bit because that
No,
just
go
makes me
ahead.
happy.
Hey, hey, come on, Elliot. You my guy. I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? Forget about it.
Hey, yo, wait. Toom says, "Go the John Mahlon route, just ignore the feet altogether." Mhm. Mm, mm, mm,
You got
mm.
these in the next drawing quarter. Hey, John Malin, are you planning to add feet today?
Ha, ha, ha. Yo, he would love that. He was roasting me the other day, man. The other day in Drone Quarter, I got bamboozled. My computer started acting weird, and, I couldn't get I couldn't get, squared away on my computer fast enough, and I was having trouble with my Wi-Fi, and I had to restart my computer.
Hmm.
I ended up starting, like, 20 minutes late,
Oh man, that sucked.
and so all my mojo was gone. I couldn't I couldn't talk smack anymore. I was like, "Yeah, you know foo-foo on you." Stuff like that, stupid stuff. Oh, there he is. There he is. He says excuses. It's not
Oh man,
excuses there. John Malin's fast, man. He's like, "Imma show
this
up now."
guy doesn't joke around. It's like he knows. Like his senses go up. His Malin sense of tingling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's like Elliot's life. I gotta go harass him.
Uh-huh. It's not excuses. It's reasons, reasons that we feel. Zappa, zappa, ba, za, ba, za, ba.
Oh, Doom CMYK says, John, show him how to draw a stripper. Hmm.
Oh, John knows. John knows.
Yeah, I seen that aerial drawing he did with Princess Jasmine.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was John that they was it John? John, was that you that drew Ariel and Princess Jasmine?
He wouldn't share that with me. He knows better. He knows better. He knows that I would demolish him. That must have been one of those times I let him win because I didn't show up to Jordan Quartered.
Ooh,
Yeah, because once I show up, game over. Game over.
Malin, Malin, you've been directly challenged. Yeah, you
Whenever
see,
I
what
talk
was John?
Yeah, whenever I talk smack like that, I like talking smack like that when I know I haven't been on the show or I know I've lost.
I think that's the best time to do it. You know what I mean? Because
Look
like,
at John. I show up on time, do my work, and win. Man, man. All right, all right, all right. John
yeah,
might John may
we
be
should
able
have.
to offer me. Dale.
No, I was like, we should have drawn strippers on Mike's channel.
Oh, don't don't say that. I don't think you'll appreciate that. I don't like it. I don't like it what you're doing. I don't like it what you're doing.
I'll try to do some chat reading for you.
Thanks, brother.
Does she wear accessories? That's an important question. Well, I guess it depends how Elliot feels about the way the character is going. Because when it comes to artwork, I like to give as much creative freedom as I can to the artist because they've been doing it for years, so they know what's up. And I think too many accessories can like slow down the process of drawing these characters.
Well, that's a great point. When I first saw the images you sent, I had a flashback to one of the times I was doing some work for a comic book called Pathfinder over at Dynamite, and I started the work, and the problem with Pathfinder work was that the according to the this isn't working. Her she's off balance right now. The problem with the work at Dynamite was that they wanted me to draw that stuff on model
Mm,
based on their designs, and some of the designs they had on there, they were designed. It was designed for a game, you could tell. So it was a lot of concept art,
hmm,
and it wasn't meant for comics. So that's not a problem if you're not gonna do the comic, but once you start talking about the comic, you're introducing levels of detail and ideas that doesn't translate. This particular character has so many buckles on his outfit, and all I could think about was, God, why who wants to draw all these buckles? Why does this character look this way?
Right,
And this wasn't my character, I really shouldn't criticize it, but, and I took the job on, but I was like, "I don't think I like this," and then literally I quit the job because of it.
right.
Like, this is not even fun. I hate this job. I'm
Yeah,
done.
I guess it's like when I used to draw a lot, 'cause I used to draw back in the day, and I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty good, and I just stopped drawing because I got tired that sometimes these characters I was drawing, that I used to like draw what I saw because I couldn't draw the top of my head. But when I used to see
Mhm.
some of these characters, all these accessories, like, oh, forget it. Or like for example, Spider-Man and all those webbing lines, I was like, oh, forget it. I ain't gonna do it no more. I just gave up drawing, gave it up, gave
He
up.
actually has a pretty simple approach once you figure out the formula, but I
Yeah,
don't it can be a pain in the butt. I love it when I see guys just draw the red and blue, but they don't draw the webbing. It cracks me up. Like, "You
right,
cool,
right.
boy. Bunch of
Yeah,
rebels."
I gave up. I gave up drawing. I gave it up years ago when I was like maybe 19, 21. That's the last time I stopped drawing.
So did John Malin. He gave up drawing too. Woo! This is
KSS says,
time.
someone always draws chicks and those furry ankle things. I think it's Mike. And I'm not sure why.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm a fan of those furry things in the ankles or in the wrists.
They're cool, if you're drawing a girl in the snow, she's supposed to stay warm.
Siberian girl, a Russian girl.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. That sounds good.
Let's
So it looks like I'm
see.
just doing an anatomical drawing here, which I am.
Doom CMYK says, her superpower is to make people around her fall in love with her. I think that's just an average thing with a lot of women these days. I mean, height and feminism was born. Okay, I'll
Not
take
to
that
make
back.
people fall in love with it. That's crazy talk. What are you talking about? Okay, so, um,
Gabriel Impossible Art says her hips don't lie because her morals won't let them.
mm, mm, mm. All right, so I'm gonna do something clever here.
um, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
The response to Durakan, because he asked me, other than being a stripper, what other traits does she have? Usually, strippers have a theme. Dark elf, you know, type of theme, I guess.
Also, she plays Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I guess you can say you can say something like that.
Look at
Because you
that
seen the
guy.
dark
Look at him
elves. The
just.
dark elves got some nice looking characters, man. When it comes to the females and even the males, they look cool.
Do you want to give her ears like that?
You
Does she
think
does
so?
she does she does she become a different, like a being, or become an elf, or does she just dress? Your reference
Hmm.
is just dark elf stuff.
I don't know. That's a good question. What do you think we should do? That's. I mean, I'm open to the idea. That sounds pretty awesome, but I don't know.
Well, that's just the difference between if your character is going to be if it's just the themed character, or if she have a power.
That could be
Does the
cool. She
power come
can
from her?
right. That yeah. We can do that. Like she can turn into it. Kind of like when the Incredible Hulk is human, he turns into the Incredible Hulk.
I mean, I don't know how sexy that is. I don't know.
She can
I don't
turn
know.
like he could just morph into it. She can morph into like this dark elf with like these magical powers, I guess.
But if she's just gonna turn into a dark elf, and what's the point? I mean, like,
Right.
she's not gonna turn to something significantly different.
Right.
So,
Right.
maybe that's not such an
So
important
maybe
thing.
she comes from another world.
She could. I mean, I'm not sure what your story. You haven't really developed it all together yet, right?
No, it's the story's still fresh. I know the characters. That I know the characters, but the
Yeah.
story's still fresh. It can change at any moment. You know what I mean? So
So
I
when
am
she
open
goes,
to the idea.
to the strip joint, she goes, "Look here, guys. I'm I'm super sexy, and I play Dungeons and Dragons. So back up. Who's in my chat here now? All of a sudden, who just showed up?
uh,
It is I.
Oh,
John,
how you
what's
feeling, man?
going on,
Yeah,
John?
same.
Same. Arg,
Yeah,
arg.
yeah.
Did you
I'm
catch
just
my last?
popping in here very briefly. Did I catch what?
Did you catch my last dig?
What was it?
Antonio said he doesn't draw anymore. I said neither does John Malin.
Oh, only when I'm beating Elliot in drawing competitions.
You gotta Yeah, well, you know, whatever.
Hmm. The comeback.
Yeah, that's all I had. That's all I had on Monday or Wednesday. I was like, oh, I was
Oh,
exasperated.
oh, check this out. Cam in chat. Cam1138 tells me, he's like, hey man, did you see what Art T Bear was, he was talking smack about you. What are saying? You got bad taste in movies. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I'll go check out the stream. Anyways, so I go and I check out Art's stream, and it's Cam. It's Cam talking crap about me. Art's like the most humble dude of all time. I mean, watch out for this guy, man. Cam is an instigator.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, wasted my time, Cam. Like, I don't have better things to do than to dig through Art talking about movies to see if he's talking smack about me. Oh my God.
Well. You fell for it. You fell for it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I could have been doing I could have been doing anything else in my life. But no, I'm sitting here watching Art and just trying to fast forward. What's he talking about? Or he's talking about movies. What's he talking about? Art Tabera is a saint, everyone.
It was troll, man. It trolled you good.
He is a lovely man. He is a lovely man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody brought it to my attention. It's like maybe she cosplays as a stripper, as a D&D character. So I was thinking that you could go the pointy ears, right? We could put as on her way home, because she still got the get up and she got the long coat, whatever it is, to cover up her body, and then she gets hit with it and it just becomes a part of her, the whole entire get up.
Well, I tell you what, it just occurs to me, because as you're saying that, I'm thinking, man, that sounds complicated. And it reminds me of some of the stories I've told Doug, and he'll tell me, he calls it, maybe you know what this means. I'm sure you do too. What's it called? Like a hat on top of a hat? What does that mean?
Right.
What does that mean?
It's basically makes it has no point, It's no
No, I
good.
think it's something about too many themes on top of another theme.
Right.
Maybe the fact that I think the stripper's turned superhero is probably strong enough without also adding, she's a cosplayer, or
Right.
she's also
No,
a comic
I don't
fan.
want it to be a cosplay. I'm saying like her get up, her stripper get up, whatever it is that she wears, becomes a part of her. But then again, like you said, it's strong enough the way it is.
Yeah, maybe, just thinking about her power sets. What are some of her powers, you think?
Now that her whole entire thing is different, that's something I gotta develop now. Because originally she had like super strength, and she had like this ability to heal. That was about it.
Because with the references that you sent me so far, they look like she might be some sort of sorceress or something.
Yeah, I can run with that.
But no, don't change it. I'm just saying that's what you sent me so far.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's just like the clothing reference.
Because that clothing she's wearing doesn't seem practical for any acrobatics or anything. But then again, I've seen stuff like that in movies. John knows better than that, though. He's more professional than I am.
John is the ladies' man.
You don't need practical. It's comics.
Well,
what is this for?
It's a book I would like to do for like later in the year.
Is Elliot going to be your artist?
I don't know.
No, not necessarily.
Oh, why is Elliot designing your book?
Because he likes working with me.
Yeah, I just love his woman. The way he draws his woman. I was trying to go for John Maiden, but John Maiden is too busy.
That's true.
That's true. You just throw that in there. That's true.
Yeah.
So everyone in the crowd knows. Yeah, don't hit me up for your designs, guys. Yeah.
You serious?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't want to
you were saying joking around, because I can't tell sometimes when you're joking or you're serious, man. You throw me off.
No, I have people, look, and Antonio, I think we're friendly.
Right.
And if you asked me for something, I would give it strong consideration on whether or not I would take time out of my day to do something for you, because, we have hours logged together.
Right.
But, even recently I had someone ask me to, like, what's my availability to draw an action sequence in their book. And it's like, well, zero. I have zero time. And it's not me trying to be, it's not me trying to be a jerk, but I mean, I have limited time to, be working on other people's stuff when I could definitely be working on my own stuff.
Right.
So I have to pick and choose that. And other people don't really, I don't know if it's in consideration or if they just don't understand that, this stuff it's technical, like Elliot's brain is firing, massively when he's sitting here doing this. And the people that can talk and draw like this, I mean, that it's like playing a guitar. You ever play a guitar, a musical instrument, and you try to sing at the same time?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like two different parts in your brain working to pull this thing together at one time.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, drawing's not easy. And even though, someone like Elliot makes it look very easy, I mean, this is years and years of repetition and hard work going in here. And, there's an emotional element and exhaustion as well that factors in. And, when I get asked to do a cover, I'm like, well, at least that's one and done. But when people are like, oh yeah, and also kind of design the character while you're doing it, like, what?
Right.
Yeah. So,
Well,
again, I mean, some of it I'm sure is misunderstanding, because we make it look easy, but look, my time I consider pretty valuable, and not by just a dollar sense, but an emotional sense, and where I want to be spending my time during the day, or what I want to be doing.
No, that's absolutely true. I think now this just to be clear, guys, this is a commission. So he, Antonio did buy my time for this, but in general, but that's also something. Sometimes people think, well, I'm willing to pay you. Like, yeah, I understand you're willing to pay me, but sometimes the work is just that kind of level of intensity that how much of that is it going to require of me to do versus whatever else I need to do. So is it worth the time to put into it? Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not. When you're hungry like I am, I can fit in quite a bit on my plate, but then it can get overwhelming too.
Right.
It was interesting you said about it being exhausted or something like that. I was like, yeah, that's true. I'm tired, but I got stuff I gotta wrap up, and this is something we've been planning for a while. So doing it up, and I'm up anyway. I got a nice cup of coffee, a nice black cup of coffee. It was awesome, hazelnut flavor.
There you go.
And I'm rocking out now. I'm on.
I like my coffee about one third hazelnut.
One third.
2 spoons of well, my wife buys that stevia stuff, so I use 2 spoons of that, and then about a third hazelnut creamer. Yeah, I would change it up every now and then.
But
But
you guys got a fancy taste for coffee.
I didn't even drink coffee until later on in my life. Like, I was never a coffee drinker. Even when I did construction, I wasn't really into coffee.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
I don't plan to.
What's your problem with coffee? I think I really started drinking coffee only in the last few years, when I started working at Marvel and stuff.
So that stress.
Well, coffee. I've been getting into cold brew coffees, like at Dunkin' Donuts. I caught your comment there, EJ. Yeah, I think you were right.
Oh, sorry. Let me get into the chat.
No, it's okay. He suggested something about the size of one of the breasts. I was like, oh yeah, you're probably right. But I was still kind of focusing on other things. Yeah, I started getting into cold brew because it's the most caffeinated that Dunkin' Donuts offers. But I can't drink it black, so I'll get almond milk in it to cut the bitterness. Because I don't want to use the stuff that has sugar in it too much.
Yeah, my wife drinks almond milk. It's in the fridge right now.
It's good. It's got a lot of protein.
Tastes like watered down milk.
It does until you've had it long enough. Then it's actually what I get is I'll get the vanilla one. And so it's not quite as creamy as milk, but it's the best one I think is actually the one I get is I get at Winn-Dixie here in down southeast. I don't know if you have Winn-Dixie in your area, but
I don't think so.
no, I think that's a southeast thing. But yeah, no. But
You reminded me of the body my wife used to have.
don't say that.
I just wanted to see you say,
Honey, can you please get this
"Do you
going?
remember when you used to look like this?" Oh, let me go get her and show her.
Oh,
I'm just playing.
what? Whoosh, whoosh. You'll get like Earthworm Jim sounds.
I'll be driving to your house in an hour.
Yeah,
Really, I got nowhere to go, man.
yeah. Stay in my couch. All right, so I'm gonna put a little energy into her dome. Oh, first her armpit.
You know, the guardians of my universe, they pick people individually to be heroes.
What do you mean by guardian of universe? You talk like I know what that is.
It's like,
I mean, like
I have these guardians in my universe I create, like Detective the Universe and her and all these characters that I'm gonna be creating hopefully in the future. They're all part of one big universe, and
okay.
there's guardians that pick them out. You know, they're like guardians of the realms. Like one
They're
guards,
like,
you know, Earth, and another, like, you know, like it guards the Milky Galaxy, right? The Milky Way galaxy, and another one guards another galaxy. You know, with Messiers, whatever it is over there. You know, so they create these heroes, and they're preparing for this this prophecy of this big villain that's supposed to come and destroy all galaxies or something like that.
so your guardians are kind of like the Green Lantern Guardians, or sort of?
I guess you can say something like that. Like they individually pick, you know, heroes. You know, they create them for the eras. You know, like for example, like the 1900s, 1800s, 1700s. You know, so they just keep picking heroes into the day the prophecy is fulfilled.
That's so cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Mm.
That's pretty cool.
I
have a story that I'm. It's not a story, but it's the beginning of a story. But it's unfortunately it's like any other ancient alien influenced world building story. But one of these days I'll figure it out. I'll make it more original. What do you think about that, Malin? What do you think about as you're creating ideas? What are some of the challenges you have? How did you overcome some of the challenges of making something that seems derivative, or do you feel like, you know, is it okay to go derivative as long as blank? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, a lot of stuff in Graveyard Shift is derivative.
Sure.
So, you know, we're pulling straight homages from pretty much everywhere. So I don't really have any problem with that, you know, but especially for that project. But even the other project that I'm, you know, working on, the Project Thundar, I mean, that is also going to be derivative in some way, because I'm trying to figure a way of how do I put basically as a template, how do I put, say, Masters of the Universe, Thundercats, Silverhawks? How do I build them all into one world? Right. So, but that for Project Thunder, that's just like a starting point. It's not going to be like you're looking at a He-Man type character, whatnot. So, I mean, the whole thing, I have plenty to develop. But yeah, I started recently. I was talking about it a little bit on mics, where I was listening to this Ideas of Fire and Ice stream, which they're covering Dune and Game of Thrones. And, you know, and I'm looking at it more as like world building, but, you know, like Dune and Game of Thrones both have, you know, they have like 1,000-year histories. And I think just by something having thousands of years, it makes it feel a lot richer. So now, as I've been looking at that, I'm like, okay, so if I take, again, Thundercats, He-Man, all these, you know, 80s type properties, you know, what if they're not all existing at the same time? What if there was the time of, you know, the Thundercats, and what if there was the time of this He-Man kind of type takeover, and what led from one to the other? So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But yeah, the goal for Project Thundar is that when it's all said and done, it'll be its own thing, but it'll feel rich, but it'll still have a little bit of winks and nods to, these 80s type properties, but it's not going to be as surface as Graveyard Shift is.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I got to be honest, man. When you first mentioned that, I fell in love right away. One of my favorite shows growing up was Thundar. And to your point, it's that it's the suggestion of lore and history and that always turns me on to any of these. That's one of the reasons why one of my favorite scenes in The Lord of the Rings was when they're climbing into the mountain, the Dwarven mountain, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Moria?
The mines.
The mine, yeah.
Yep.
And there was all these there was literally like neighborhoods along as they were climbing the steps, and it was all abandoned, and a giant hall that used to be, I imagine, teeming with citizens of that world, and it was just a really intense. I always get like an intense feeling from things like that, or even when they were in the room. When the cave troll busts in, the skeletons nearby, anything that implies thousands of years of anything gets me jacked up. That's one of the reasons why I think I like Lovecraft so much.
Yeah,
I love.
Yeah, and it's really easy to kind of plant these seeds too. So even Star Wars had the Kessel Run. They built it did the Kessel Run in I don't know, 10 parsecs, whatever it is, and then they got all the nerd brains going, and you're like, ooh, what was that? What is this? I want to hear this story someday. And then it turned out to be not so great. But yeah. So I mean, being able to plant these seeds and build up these histories, I don't know if I would go so far as doing like an encyclopedia for Project Thundar. But I have been trying to think of ways that I'm going to implement this vast history in unlimited amount of pages. So that's going to be probably my next hurdle, is what do I drop in story wise where it's just an aside mention, and then do I do a timeline or like a date sheet and be like, oh well, just so you know, all these other events led up to this, and so do you do an encyclopedia, or do you just do that as back matter for?
I think it's a good idea, because like when you write a television show, they write all the episodes out and how they all connect, before even starting it.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to something like that, I kind of feel like you can. Some of it could just be like Planet of the Apes, when at the end of the Planet of the Apes, he gets this. He finds the Statue of Liberty, how that just turned everything upside down, and it implied so much. Like, what happened to the Earth?
Mm-hmm.
That would cause the Statue of Liberty to be underwater. Oh my gosh, and it's toppled over, and oh man. So sometimes that's what I liked about Thundar too. Like they would show parts of like famous cities with a bunch of with just rubble, and you say, oh, that's supposed to be LA, or that's supposed to be Chicago. Oh man, that's cool. So what happened there,
Yeah.
Super chat. Let's see real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt you, John.
No,
just read this real quick. Liam Gray, Anime Hitman. Is that Australian $5? Is that what the A is?
Yeah, he's Australian. Liam.
What you're describing, Malin, is exactly what I've been trying to get to print with flint and steel for months and months now. Great minds, I suppose. Haha.
Yeah,
indeed.
cool.
What did I do?
Yeah, even Conan does it, and Conan does it like the movie Conan on even a subtler note, because in the beginning, when he's a kid and he's talking to his dad, and the dad's like, once giants roamed the earth, and he basically describes, what is it? I think it's Atlanteans, and I think the Atlanteans are the giants. Well, whatever. And then they left this technology on the battlefield, steel. And when Conan gets his sword from that tomb, that's supposed to be an Atlantean. And when I was a kid, I thought it was Crumb, because he says he's like, Crumb.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, there's Crumb. And then you find out also that James Earl Jones' character is meant to be, if not a straight up Atlantean, a descendant of Atlanteans.
I never thought of that.
Yeah. So there's you know, I mean, when I found out that, which I think I found that out on the director's commentary, a
Oh, I
lot
gotta
of
look
that
into
stuff.
that.
Yeah,
Ah,
and you know, it's just it makes it all like a richer experience. So yeah,
no,
but
that's a
yeah,
great
there's a
point.
real value in the ability of subtly putting the stuff in. Now, I think Conan does it so subtle that you don't really pull all these pieces together. But I think when you deal in that Hollywood system, you know, with all the rewrites, and you know, at one point it's in one writer's hands, and another point it's in another's. In that case, I think it was Oliver Stone, I think, or someone like that, and then John Milius, I think, did rewrites. But you know, so certain information would probably be getting lost, where in the original it might have been like a very straight, you know, a much more obvious kind of connection. But yeah, Conan does it very subtle.
Well, it's fascinating you mentioned that because Conan was friendly with. I'm not sure how friendly. I think they were. They at least were part of like a group. Conan and I'm sorry, Robert E. Howard, the creator of Conan, and H.P. Lovecraft.
Mm.
And so sometimes in his stories, he would include elements that felt very Lovecraftian, but in fact, you know, it was just it added lore to his world. You know, and to your point, I just watched. I just saw Aquaman,
Hmm.
and have you seen that?
Hmm. Yeah, and
What,
the creature, yeah,
did you like
is
it?
that where you're getting?
Did you
Yeah,
like it?
no, I think it. Excuse me, sorry guys. No, I think it was one of the better movies. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, and one of the reasons why I enjoyed it wasn't just because of that creature, but it was even the idea that there was this how they explained Atlantis, and I just was like, wow, man. I mean, that movie left me not because it was it was a good movie. I'm not sure it was the greatest movie of all time, but it was a good movie for me, very enjoyable. And one of the things that made me enjoy it even more was just the hint to history and how it was affected. And there were these kingdoms. And when they went to that Lost World kingdom with
Hmm.
dinosaurs, I'm like, dinosaurs? Yeah,
Right.
man, that rocked my world. I said, yeah, I'm on board now. So
Yep. Definitely opens it up for that's a good thing about like fantasy is, you know, you can go to these worlds that you didn't know existed, and them being built out for you. Whereas Aquaman could have just been Atlantis and, you know, the surface, and that could have been as deep as the story ever got. But yeah, then
right.
they start building it out for, you know, laymen like me, because I'm not a DC guy. I'm definitely not, you know, I don't really care much for Aquaman or Namor, you know, relative to the other characters.
Sure, sure,
So,
sure.
but yeah, for what it was, what it was, the movie, yeah, I definitely enjoyed that.
It was just a cool way to include that. Even in the very beginning of the film, I noticed that there was a book at in the lighthouse that was it was the Shadow over Innsmouth, which is that, or was it that? Yeah, I think it was, or no, or was it Dagon? I can't remember. Which is perfect for that because it's about this. Dagon was well, no, I think Shadow over Innsmouth was one about this fishing town.
And
And they had these
the mer
creatures and
people.
stuff. Yeah, they were kind of fish-looking people, and
Hmm.
they had the cult that was there. All right, at this point, Antonio, I'm just kind of filling this in because you haven't really been very specific about her power sets, so I don't know. I don't.
I just had to go magical.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Well, that's because I said it. So, do I get credit for designing
yeah,
this
yeah. Sure,
character?
sure.
Okay,
I just
that's
came with a good story. You know, reading the chats and thinking about everything through. So I think I got something really good for a story.
yeah. I'm
So
just
I do want her to be dark elf. You know, like elf wise. The point
okay,
is,
okay.
I know how
No,
to
I'm
make it
cool.
work. How she's working in the strip club and everything.
So, is she actually a dark elf? That
Yeah, yeah. But people think that, you know, that's just, you know, a getup that she's wearing. You know.
oh, that's interesting. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
And the way I got it is that she escaped from her home world, right? And the guy that found her was a soldier who was at war, and he snuck her back into the States and raised as his own child.
You
You
ever
know.
get nervous that people are going to listen to your story and go, you know what, that's a great idea. Let me write it down real quick and copyright it.
Well, I got this video as a timestamp, and dated, so I can always refer back to it.
Gotcha. Well, that's a good thing. Hope that holds up in court. I'm just saying.
That's a great face on her, by the way.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah. So all that lore stuff is always super important to me. When I get a whiff of it, I'm excited about seeing something that has anything that gives me more, or like even in at the end of Fellowship, where they were splitting up at the river, there was those two giant statues that like, man, what in the world? Who builds that? That's not Egyptian, that's what's going on there.
the ones at the river, his ancestors, whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another reason why I think, are you interested in Hellboy?
The film
or the
comics?
books? Yeah, you read the books.
Yeah, I look at them.
Okay. That's for me the thing that motivated me in that sense was to read those, as they were filled with lore, and he hints at stuff that never resolves, so it's just kind of interesting. It's good to leave a little mystery, I think, in your story, so people have to go back and do some research or something.
Yeah, definitely. You don't have to explain everything.
What's going on, Antonio?
What's up with you, man?
Oh, look who it is, dog. What's up?
Hey.
Just gonna cheat a little bit here. And
Antonio, are you sick too?
No,
dude. Yes.
Oh,
yes. Yes.
Everybody is sick. What is going on?
Yeah, it's like I was talking to Sashi the other morning because we were supposed to do sexy party, and I was like, I'm going to the doctor.
Oh man.
So yeah, I went to the doctor's. I was just like, yeah, we were supposed to do sexy party.
Man,
just let her know. I was like, I don't feel good.
Yeah, I'm still coughing too. I'm still coughing. I've been coughing for like a week now, a week and a half.
Oh man, she's looking so good.
Don't tell your wife.
That's how close Comicsgate is. We share each other's sickness.
Yeah. We're not even in the same city. It's amazing.
Not even the same state. Yeah.
It's an international virus.
Yeah. Computer virus, stream virus.
I love it.
We gotta find out who's patient zero.
Nasser. Always Nasser. Always Nasser.
I did my better with that long hair.
Yeah.
I was just waiting to hear him, because if she was more of like a tactical character, I would have been more inclined to design her with short hair, but that doesn't necessarily has to be. Those were my first thoughts.
But Vikings didn't necessarily have short hair.
That's true, but they also wore it in ponytails. So I wasn't sure which direction I was going. I'm just going by some of the reference that I have, because I didn't want to decide for you, Antonio, which.
No, like I said, I mean, I like to give you a lot of creative freedom. You know what I mean? I gotta trust your instincts also.
Actually, hair would probably be more strategic if it wasn't in a ponytail. I understand it to keep it out of your face, but if someone grabbed your hair, they can at least pull it by the strands, so they can lose their grip because they yank out a clump of your hair. But if they grab your ponytail, they got you.
Right. Yeah. Hence, where I was like, is she going to be a fighter? But if she's like a ranged character, that she has some sort of magic, or she has like a bow and arrow. Does she have a bow and arrow at all? Does she use weapons?
No, she's gonna use magic, because the way I plan is that when the guy finds her and brings her to the States, he sneaks her in. She has a book that it basically teaches her how to use magic.
So, are people like trying to build the wall? Then you said she got snuck in, something like.
Well, it's the fact that she's like a weird looking child. She's like different color skin.
Oh, Antonio. Oh. Oh.
He's gonna sneak her into the caravan. So
should I give her? Should I put her in a MAGA hat?
That would be hilarious. Oh, weird.
Okay, so I think this is cool so far.
Yeah, I
I
like it.
think she's gonna be. I might add in some. Again, I don't want to over render this because I'm not sure. I'm making stuff up now, so we'll see. Maybe this comes together in a clip of some sort. Come on. Maybe it does one of these things.
Huh. Sketch is
Great
saying, we
little-
Puerto Ricans don't give a damn about the wall. Just build it. I see what's going on over here.
So this is supposed to be like black leather. I'm not sure about these things here. This is like scorpion tails. I'm not sure about that, but
Be whatever you want, sir.
don't say that. I don't know anything about her. I'm designing blind. I'm just going by every little bit that you say. I'm like, okay, I'll add that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll add that.
I'll tell you if I see anything bad, I'll be like, no, Elliot, I have this in mind instead. But everything is perfect.
Well, it can't be perfect. I don't know what she is.
No, it's perfect. The references I gave you is basically what I had in
Okay,
mind.
okay.
Like for example, the chess piece is what I had in mind, believe it or not. The only thing I'm worried about is when it comes to the I guess the leg part, the clothing on the legs.
Why? Is that going to be too revealing?
No, not because of that. Because the way I imagine the cloth piece in the back.
Huh? Okay, hold on. Let me help her out here in the indention department. All right. All right. So, see, I'm not sure about this shape here either. I think this is weird. Maybe
It's like a mango.
What?
No, nothing.
You want me to change it? I don't know.
No, I'm just saying. It's just the shape looks like a mango because you were talking about the shape.
What's wrong with that?
No, nothing. I'm just
Mango. You don't like mango boobs? I don't know what's going on with you.
All Puerto Ricans love mangoes. Don't forget that.
I don't know. I'm gonna leave that open for now until I figure something out. All right, so let's keep driving this here. I'm gonna add some horny things over here. Ew.
Well, your toxic masculinity is showing.
I'm gonna wear a shirt that says "toxically inclined."
Masculine.
I know this is just fakery here. This is Doctor Strange level decoration. I'm not sure.
Cam
what's going on
1138 says horny mangoes. Got it.
It's like I'm trying to give her something that's practical here, but maybe this kind of needs like another hook here. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so so when she wears this, is this her own thing, or did she make this herself? Like out of
It's her own thing
Party
that
City?
she uses to strip with. It's also her official armor that comes from her world.
Yeah, I think the thing is if you put too much armor on her, all of a sudden she looks more warrior
Right.
than sorceress.
Yeah, I wanted it more like a sorceress than warrior or anything.
Well, she's gonna wear underpants.
Right.
You just go out fighting bear. Yeah.
Make her naked.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, you give her like a wild bush down there. Maybe she can pull the pubes out and throw them at her foes, and they'll become like snakes or something. That's a good idea. Wait a minute.
A super chat. That's super chat. Huge ass. Nice. For $5. Thank you very much, huge ass. Drinking game. A shot every time Detective Dead mentions Puerto Rico. Oh, Puerto Rico. Oh, take a drink.
Just like Nick Rakita does that, right? You say a certain word, he takes a shot.
Yeah, but he's just I think he's just encouraging his own alcoholism. I don't think that's even the real thing. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm designing here. I'm not sure what that is. I see she's got some kind of... She's going to have issues, man. She's going to have major issues here. Let's go design something for her feet here. Let's give her some help here.
Give her like big werewolf toes or something, like Sasquatch feet.
Antonio, you sound like those guys that are always telling me to draw feet.
Hey,
give her some of them big werewolf toes.
Furry. She's a furry.
When did that become a thing?
What, furries?
Yeah, man, because I've been hearing that over the last few years, and I was like, that's some weirdo stuff, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with that.
It's just a lot of different strokes for different folks, you know. People are weird.
Nobody strokes the same.
What they like, what they focus on. But yeah, somehow I don't know. Maybe they're molested by puppets.
All right.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Oh, I love it.
Maybe they fixated on mascots for sports.
Dude, yeah. I don't know, man.
See what happens when you bring John on, Elliot? You see what happens?
Well,
I love it.
A question was raised. Yeah. Hey, like I said, different strokes, different folks. Do it. Whatever you're into, do it. As long as you're not, messing around with kids.
Don't even put that energy out there like that.
Yeah. So, or abusing somebody, your significant other, whatever, hey, stay in your lane. I'll stay in mine. Essentially.
Yeah.
Good point about that armor thing, mainly. Now you got me thinking about maybe I'll lighten up her stuff here on her fingers, give her just like rings and stuff. She's got some kind of weird.
Yeah, it's hard to think. Like for me, it's hard. It's a lot easier to do, the armor. But yeah, when you try to think like, what is a sorcerer other than a robe?
Right.
Yeah.
There's not much that deep thinking that I don't think that has gone into a design of a sorcerer beyond that.
Right.
So.
If I keep
but
it
I think Elliot is going to do it here. Elliot is going to find that next sorcerer look that is going to set the stage for 100 years.
Mm.
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure. I'm nervous now. Wolf feet. What else can it possibly
Wolf feet
be?
might have been a step in the right direction now.
Yeah.
EJ Morgan says, Elliot, give her lobster claws. Think outside the box.
No, man, she's sexy. No, there's nothing sexy about a woman. You got to keep it sexy. I understand that there's a desire to make it unique, but there is a point of diminishing return. Lobster claws are just not that attractive. Hey, honey, I love you. Oh my God! Your seafood. Get off. Get off. What's wrong, honey? Click, 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 click. Oh, I worked the click in. Click, click, click.
Oh, but did anybody here ever used to watch Nip Tuck on FX? Because I remember they did that with one of the kids. I remember one of the main characters, his wife, she had the baby, and the baby had the little lobster claws, and he had to do like plastic surgery to fix it. I was like, okay, they just kind of lost their way. The show got real weird and stuff. It's supposed to be like plastic surgeons having sex with people, giving them boob jobs and stuff. That was the whole point of the show. Don't make it too complicated.
Right.
It's just like, oh.
How come they don't make a romantic show about Dr. Pimple Popper? That'd be interesting. I'm just saying. But is that a super chat I just saw?
Yeah, super chat.
Let's see, super chat. Thank you very much, Bogus Fortune, for those $2. Very, very much. Sorcerer Wizard in robes is overused and boring.
Yeah.
Probably, but you never see me do it though. I'm just kidding. I probably think it's boring too.
Yeah.
No, I love that stuff, but it depends on how the artist interprets it, and that's one thing I like about how Kanan does certain things, how he makes capes flow and cloaks flow, because as we get into some of the other stuff in Brand, you're gonna see that stuff. So it's like it's definitely gonna be there, but it's gonna be drawn very beautifully, and it's gonna be a lot of high energy and expression done by the very talented Kanan White.
Yeah, he's amazing, man. Show me a preview of the cover for Detective Dead. I was like, oh man, this guy is amazing.
Akari, what's going on with your campaign?
I don't know. We were at 55,000 and almost. I was trying to think. I think we're over 300. But,
okay. I'll make sure that
$55,348. That's where we're at right now.
Be sure to add the information in the description.
Sorry, Draken made a point here. Makes sense to me. Says furries have been around for decades, and psychologists believe that the appeal of furries started with characters like Bugs Bunny, who associated sexuality with anthropomorphic characters. Yeah, so someone probably watched too much Bugs Bunny.
Right.
Another reason to hate Bugs Bunny.
No, don't hate Bugs Bunny, man. Oh
no, I love bugs. I just don't do weirdo stuff.
Yeah, but that's just it though. That's what I was saying. You know, people get fixated on certain things, and you know, somewhere things get crossed. Wires get crossed.
Curiosity.
Toe suckers.
Hey.
Toe suckers.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. That's funny.
Yeah. You know, whatever. It's weird, you know, but hey, more power to you.
Yeah, it's your thing.
It's like, draw a Triforce down there. Give me the Triforce, man. I need Legend of Zelda.
I can't tell.
I love that game.
What's the Triforce?
It's the Legend of Zelda. It's the what is this, like the Guardians, right? Something like that?
Yeah. But I'm trying to remember all three Triforce. Was it Power and what were the other ones?
Guys,
Wisdom. I thought one of them was Wisdom or something. Knowledge.
You guys already know Malin's gonna tear you apart after that.
What?
Like, yeah, he's gonna go. Yeah, okay.
There he is. He's trying. Hilarious.
He's gonna give you the Ethan. Okay.
Yeah.
Wisdom and courage.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking it up.
I love that Malin does that. He's the Google miser.
Well, I remember the one in Wisdom because that was because I know Ganon had the Power one.
Yeah,
so, okay, courage. Okay, so yeah.
Ganon had that time was crazy.
I was like, man, all those games they put. I know that they put a lot of thought into, especially Nintendo, their direct license stuff. The their main characters like Mario, Donkey Kong, stuff like that. Nintendo puts so much effort into those games.
Mm-hmm.
It's like but I understand that's their bread and butter. Mario's like 40 years old now. So they want to make sure that if Mario shows up in a game, that it's on point. It's like that was one of the things I talked about on a video I did the other day. There's a guy that had taken Mario 64, and I guess he took the ROM code for it and he brought it into Unreal Engine 4 and just like cleaned up everything. He just did like a couple of levels, but it just looked amazing. The rendering on it and everything. He redid the animations, and it was like I was blown away. But I was like, this dude. I mean, he's just doing it out of love. He ain't getting any money from Nintendo because Nintendo's actually shut down a couple of these YouTube channels where these guys have taken the games and like redid them. They've actually got the lawyers on them. Got the YouTube channel shut down. So
Nintendo does a lot. They attack a lot of the these guys that take their IPs and do something nice with them.
Yeah, but I mean you can see what this guy did. I think he said it takes about 2 weeks to do each level. But I mean, he did like the entire opening level of Mario 64 in Unreal Engine 4, and I just like, oh,
Wow.
and then he took Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and he cleaned it up, and I was just like breathtaking. He like Link's in the water swimming, all this kind of stuff, and I was just, oh my God, look at this. I was like, look how beautiful and clear the water is, and Link's walking with the shield and the sun's beaming down. It just looked incredible. And I'm sitting there going, why doesn't Nintendo just clean these games up and re-release them for the fans that want these games?
Right.
I was like, they'd make a killing. I was like, because if it looks that good, I was just like, oh no. It's just...
What is that on her leg, Elliot?
I'm planning just random shadows. I think
she's a Bruder film. No.
I think she's wearing if I could darken it in for you guys, I think she's wearing leather.
Okay.
From this part down. Right.
I was thinking leg tattoos would be kind of cool.
Leg tattoos.
I wonder if what you had there, that's what I thought you were doing at first. I was like, ooh, there's kind of a, because tattoos and sorcery,
right,
go in. I'm making your job difficult, though.
Oh, no. You got me thinking. If I leave this, so I was thinking that maybe this was like this could be some kind of dangling chain off of her crotch apparatus.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that's what this is, like, some sort of decorative, metal something or other. And then,
yeah, that's cool.
On both sides, so there's some symmetry, right? And then this needs something here. I'm repeating this theme that I've been expressing throughout here. This little pointed circular things. She's got one here. She's got one here. She's got one here. She probably has one on the outside of that. This is looking pretty decent, actually.
Yeah.
Getting that slave Leia vibe.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe one leg is covered with armor and the other leg is not. Right? That could be interesting.
Yeah.
Or some sort of.
So you shoot her or stab her in the leg that's not covered. Is that what it is?
That's the thing about this. Like, it's one thing to say, oh, like I have a friend. Every time he does something, he goes, something different. I'm like, yeah, something different could be a gas chamber. You don't want that either. That's not fun. So that doesn't mean anything to me unless it's sincerely something unique. He bought me something one year for Christmas. He's like, yeah, something different. I'm like, oh, thanks. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, so the Triforce of Power, Triforce of Wisdom, and Triforce of Courage. I'm still not sure what it is. I know it's 3 triangles that make it larger triangle.
Yeah.
Do you collect them or something in the game? And
in the first Legend of Zelda, you're collecting the Triforce of Wisdom, and that's where you're going around and you're collecting the different pieces and you put them together, and then at the end you obviously battle Ganon, and you beat him, and you get the Triforce of Power from him.
I don't remember this at all.
Legend of Zelda?
No, I remember Legend of Zelda. I don't remember the Triforce thing.
From the first Legend of Zelda, what was that, 88, 89? So,
yeah, around it.
Yeah. Some way.
Oh, no, I'm not saying you're making it up. I'm saying I just don't remember it.
I was like, that was a huge game. How do you not remember that? I think I'm just a few years older than you.
But the Triforce was in the first game. It was
that's what I'm saying. That was the whole point of the. And then what was the second one was? What was the second one where you're playing the older Link?
I remember getting flutes and summoning tornadoes.
Yeah, but
that's not all I remember about Legend of Zelda.
You use the bomb and blow up the door to the secret cave, go in, do your little thing. I was like, yeah, that first Legend of Zelda.
I still got it. I still got Nintendo.
You still have an original Nintendo?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I got Contra. I got all these games.
I think my little brother does too.
Because I mean, on eBay, they still they got those little mock new versions with the games already preloaded and stuff.
Yeah, no, I got the one from the 80s. I got the Super Nintendo. I got the Nintendo 64. I got a Sega. I
got one of those, except it's for Atari, and it sucks.
Oh, Do you remember the old Atari? They look like TVs, and you just hook up the remote and you just start playing.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
Mm.
I miss those good old days.
I don't know what I'm doing here. No,
I mean, yeah, that Nintendo, that one they came out with recently, the miniature one with the preloaded games. Like, I love the idea of it, except I want to be able to put all the games on there. You know,
Right.
I don't want to just here's the ones we want. No, I want to be able to put everything on there.
Well, a lot of that's with licensing and all that. That's why you have to, you know, I'm a big advocate of emulation. I love game emulators and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But some folks don't dig on that because
Hey Elliot, I don't know about that shoe, man.
No.
No.
Now you step in with a decision.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Coming now.
Because this is important. Yeah, I look at you, I'm like,
Okay, I see
yeah, all
a
this
foot guy.
fancy. She got all this fancy get up, and her shoes like,
I'm just trying to start something somewhere else. Hold on.
Oh,
When you want to
sorry.
be starting something, you got to be starting something.
See, that's why asymmetrical design is actually pretty good, because
Yeah.
like if you told Elliot, do all this asymmetrical design for this, then what you have is you tricked him into giving you two options.
Yeah. I already thought of that. I'm like, let me see what I got here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure what to do with the
Oh,
leg, but
Sheen says, Elliot, you've got life your feet pat down pat.
okay. I can draw the stuff. I'm trying to
You
leave
should give her a, what is it? The Asians bind their feet. That's like a fetishy thing.
Oh, come on.
This crowd will like that.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Break her toes into her strapped feet. That is a weird thing, man. I'm gonna look it up.
That's a weird thing. Look it up.
Yeah, John, clear your browsing history, brother.
Oh no,
you know,
I know, like if the oh, dude, don't ever type in foot binding. It shows them unbound. Ugh.
What the hell?
German
If you're under a mature age, if you're under 18, don't look, because it'll probably fester in your brain into some kind of weird fetish, and then it's not gonna be good. See, that's how we have to protect kids.
Yeah.
Don't let them see stuff like that. Ugh. Yeah, no, I figure if the FBI was like really interested, they would have been here by now. I mean, I'm typing up like dead bodies and bombings and firearms and all reference stuff.
Yeah.
So
you kind of made me think of an old joke from the Drew Carey show where he was like, if you have the Playboy channel and Cartoon Network on your cable package, you go on the list at the police department. That always cracked me up. I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
That's looking good.
These are the tattoos that Malin addressed.
Yeah. So you can make them like blue or
Right. And it's like bright colors.
Put like a tattoo of Miley Cyrus's face on one.
What was that? Who's that girl? Not Kirsten Dunst. Keira Knightley.
Oh, don't tell me you're going to the King Arthur movie that Antoine Fuqua directed.
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah, that was not as good as I had hoped it would be.
No, but she had some kind of blue tat stuff going on.
Well, she had paint. She had war paint on.
Okay.
Yeah, it was war
she was
paint.
going all Braveheart.
Yeah, they were making her Marion. Not Meg. What's the Guinevere? Whatever the hell the damn whore is. Well, I mean, she's sleeping with
Yeah,
Arthur.
no, you're right. She
I'm
is.
like, okay.
Yeah, she's a skank.
She getting it in. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. What was her name?
Was it Guinevere? I think it is Guinevere.
Guinevere,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think
That's
so,
the one that
yeah.
Lancelot and King Arthur supposedly fought over.
Yeah. I like those stories though. There's,
Yeah. So can I send you my script, Antonio?
You have a script? Wait a minute.
I got a movie script that I wrote about King Arthur like in 2013, something like that, and it almost got optioned by Amazon Studios, and at the end they turned it down. But it's about King Arthur and Lancelot.
Did you just Nasser, Antonio?
Didn't someone say that Antonio was going to become the new Nasser with that?
Oh no!
Didn't you do something like that recently?
I think I said that.
Oh, it's happening! It's happening.
I gotta go to sleep. I got work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a lot of work to do. You got to go on Twitter and do some messaging.
I gotta go hit up a few artists that I want to send some scripts to.
It's gonna take a little bit of energy.
But if you look at my screen, I brought that girl up.
Yeah, I like her, believe it or not. That's the one that did she was in The Professional, right?
No. That's
Princess
Dala.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that was body paint.
This was from the Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean. But yeah, that type of tattooing, yeah, I think that looks pretty slick. If you said she had some kind of sorcery going on, yeah, witchcraft.
All right.
I
like it.
All right.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of Antoine Fuqua. I try to watch all his movies. So,
Antonio, please, this is a family show. Don't curse at me like that, please.
Yeah, what else has this guy directed? And
it's Training Day, and then both of the Equalizer movies with Denzel, and also the Magnificent Seven with Denzel and Chris Pratt, and King Arthur, and what was it, Tears of the Sun with Bruce Willis, and what was it, Monica Bellucci from The Matrix and Passion of the Christ.
I like Monica Bellucci. She's hot, man.
Yeah.
I love them, The Matrix.
You know what? She was older looking in was it that James Bond movie? Wasn't Skyfall? Was the last one? Spectre. She still was beautiful. Still.
I am waiting on this final one because I know that's supposed to be what's his name's last run as Bond. I think he's going to tip out after that. But I've enjoyed all of his movies except for Quantum of Solace. It seemed like it didn't go anywhere for me. I was like, it's beautifully shot though, but it just didn't seem like it went anywhere. And
which was the last one? The last one was that he was out like out in the house and they killed what's his lady's name again?
Yeah, that's Skyfall. That's Skyfall. Spectre with Christopher Waltz. That's, man, I love him. You know, Django and Inglourious Bastards. And
the only thing I remember about that first Bond film was him sitting in a chair that was hollowed out and getting cracked.
That was brutal, dude.
Yeah. That was in Casino Royale.
Yeah, that was brutal. Yeah, I was like, what's that guy, the villain's name? Because he's been in everything now. Because damn, he's been in he was in Star Wars Rogue One and
that's oh god,
he's wanting to play Dr. Doom. I'd heard he's wanting to play
no
Dr.
kidding.
Doom. Yeah, he was wanting to play. They was asking him if he could play like a Marvel villain. He could. Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah, that's
Mads
him.
Mikkelsen.
Yeah. He's great, and he's one. But he was great as I loved Casino Royale. I thought it was a great movie, and that's why I was shocked when they did Quantum of Solace because they were trying to set up Spectre. That was the whole point of that. But they just something went wrong with that movie. I went to the movie theater and I was all jacked up and I was like, I'm confused. And I've watched it like 3 times I was like, maybe I'm wrong. It's like people that are watching The Last Jedi multiple times trying to make it better. It's like, yes, he was in Hannibal. Well, he was in a TV show. And then
he was also in a movie.
He's been in so many though. That's why I was like,
It's a real weird movie. Actually, it's really good. It's about a Viking. It's a Viking
Valhalla
story.
Rising.
Yes. Did you like that one?
Yeah, it's good. The ending's a little
Ah.
weird. I mean, the whole thing's an odd pace, but yeah, there's a lot of really nice shots in that whole movie, and he does a really good job.
Did you figure out who he was after all?
What do you mean, who he was?
So, well, I guess it's a spoiler if I give it away now, but he's supposed to be Odin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why he loses the eye and everything.
Oh.
And he's kind of mystical towards the end of the story. He's supposed to be Odin.
Dang it, now I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, me too. Now I'm gonna make sure that I'm a liar now. Oh no, man's gonna call me out. But I think that's I remember going, oh, that's who he's supposed to be. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I only saw the movie as him being a guy that lost an eye. So, one eye. That's what the kid called him, right? One eye.
Because it's supposed to be. It's an kind of an artsy movie. It's about the way, because the enemies are all these Christians who were there was a missionary and stuff like that were Christianizing that part of the world.
Yeah, they're on the Crusades.
Yeah. Something like that. I know that there was they would just mean, I guess it was kind of, it might have meant, in my opinion, and maybe it meant that the old gods were going away and the new god was coming.
So it's American Gods. Is that what it is?
Maybe.
Because I mean, which I think that's coming back. What, March the 10th? I think I saw that they got the new trailer for American Gods, which I loved. American Gods season 1. I thought it was dope. So very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, that reminds me. You should see the Virgin Spring. It's what they based Last House on the Left on.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's that, except it's way back in the day, and they're praying to Odin. It's like one of the girls, and she's like, Odin. Like, yeah. So if you liked, it's a really good movie. It's like one of those old classic black and white. Who's the guy? Who's the Swedish guy? Let me look it up.
The Swedish guy. I like movies like that. Did you like
Ingmar Bergman?
Oh wow.
Yeah. So yeah, he does it. It's got his main guy, the guy who never dies, Max Sydow, von Sydow.
Love him.
Yeah, he's still alive to this day. He's
no. He was even good in that Judge Dredd movie with Sylvester Stallone. He was good in that. That movie wasn't very good.
Yeah.
I am the law. I was like, okay. All right, buddy.
I was so sad about that movie. I remember, even though it was it was a decent, looking back at it, it's not the worst movie in the world. It just wasn't great.
Once you put Rob Schneider in a movie, it's a wrap for me. I gotta be honest about that. I was like, if he's in a movie with anyone besides Adam Sandler, it doesn't. It's like Judge Dredd. I understand they try to do quote unquote action comedy. They should have kept it straight action. And it's just like Stallone should talk as little as possible and just beat the living crap out of everybody, and just keep it about, I judge you guilty. Boom. And just do that. You shouldn't have him. You're trying to have him do serious dialogue and then, hey, Rob, throw a funny line in there. And then it gets weird because you've got great actors like Amon DeSanti in there. And there's like, there was stuff that they could have played with in the movie and really made it stronger. And it got weird because like Rob Schneider, it's like, and I understand because Rob Schneider was in Demolition Man, so him and Stallone were friends. So he's like, hey, get Rob in here. He was funny in Demolition, and he actually was good in Demolition Man because they didn't overuse him. They just gave him a couple of lines, and he was funny, and then they just backed off of him.
Wait, where was he at in Demolition Man?
He was one of the police. Oh,
the cop. Yeah.
Yeah, he just had a couple of lines in that, try to be, it's like, oh, you don't know how to use the seashells, all that kind of stuff.
You're right. He was pretty subtle in that because I forgot he was in that at all. But
that's what I'm saying. You just kind of he's seasoning, man. Salt and pepper, baby. Dash, just a dash.
I liked.
And Waterboy, right? Because his little "you can do it."
Yeah, and that's the thing because he Adam Sandler did an interview, and he was talking, you know, where he just mentioned that he likes hiring all his old buddies from like SNL and everything, and he said Rob asked me, he's like, dude, you got a lot of money, why don't you just pay a real actor to, you know, you can get a little bit more out of it. And Adam's like, because you're my buddy, I know you'll do what I want. So there it is. So,
I think Dennis Leary was good in.
Yeah, and that's also right when Dennis was coming off of those MTV bits. That's when he was still, because they used to use him on MTV all the time. That's why I used to see those little segments.
Yeah, and, weren't they exactly like what he did in that movie?
That was literally.
I want to smoke 3 packs a day. I want to do.
It was literally an MTV bit. Yeah, 3 packs saying, "I'm an Oscar Mayer wiener." You know, it was that kind of thing. You know, it was him doing his thing because he did a pretty funny one. I think there's still clips of it on YouTube where he was talking about Cindy Crawford and different stuff. Like, I mean, I remember all that. Dennis Leary used to be hilarious. You know, it was like, what was it? No Cure for Cancer. That the old special he had. That was just, which that's one thing I love about YouTube. They just bootleg everything and just load it up.
He had that song too. Remember?
He's
an asshole. Yeah, I'm an asshole.
I am an
asshole.
Yeah. I park in handicapped spaces while handicapped people make handicapped
faces.
You know what movie he was good in? You ever saw Judgment Night?
With Cuba Gooding Jr. and what is Emilio Estevez.
That's a good movie, man.
I liked them in the was it called The Ref? Was that the one where he breaks these?
Yes, and there was stuff in there that was improvised. I remember the when they were fighting and going down the stairs. Wasn't Kevin Spacey in that? I thought, he was. Yeah. I was like, it's always I always need a shower now when I watch Kevin Spacey movies because it's yeah, dude. They what was that? They just came out like about 2 weeks ago that there were like 4 cases pending.
What?
Of young men that apparently he did whatever to.
Are any of them under 18?
The one guy that was on he's still on Star Trek Discovery that was in Rent that said that Kevin was like 27 and he was 14 and Kevin tried to Kevin was drunk and tried to take him into the bedroom and make him a man.
Gotcha. Yeah. So all I heard was, or all I was aware of was an 18 or whatever 18 plus year old that lied about his age and was in at a bar with him, and then they got a little handsy. So that one was the one where I was like, well, that's questionable.
And then there's a couple cases over in Europe because I know Scotland Yard was looking into. I don't know what their statutes are over there because apparently, he had moved over to Europe and was doing Broadway or doing plays over in Europe for a little while. And he was doing stuff for the London Theater and stuff like that. So apparently things happened while he was there. So I don't know.
Sean Tillman in chat says Kevin Spacey's movies always leave you touched.
I still like American Beauty. I think that's a great movie.
It's sad because what about like
isn't that kind of the real Kevin Spacey though in American Beauty, except it's a boy? Rethink that, Antonio.
I think the movie is that's kind of why I had Kanan parody it with Dark Santana. That's why I had him. I was like, because that's the thing. And Kanan, if you hear this, stop being a pussy, man. Every time I tell you to do, I was like, because every time I tell Kanan, I was like, I want you to draw Dark Santana naked with money. He was like, I don't want to draw that.
I wouldn't want to draw that either. What the crap?
I was like, dude, this is gonna be funny. And he was like, he's like, because I don't know, you know, Kanan's like uber Christian and stuff, and he's like, I don't want to draw any kind of nudity or anything. I was like, you realize this book's gonna have all kind of like swearing and stuff like that in. And he was like, well, we can do it tasteful. Because I told him, I was like, when we get into later Dawn and there's like love scenes and stuff like that, and he was like, but I through him and I having the discussion, there are ways that we can do it that he's comfortable with. So I was like, okay. And you know, because I really showed him, there was some shots I sent him that were done in Mr. and Mrs. X that were done right after Rogue and Gambit had gotten married. And I thought the way that the artist drew them in bed together, I thought those were very tastefully done, but they got the point across, and he liked those shots. And so I was like, okay, those will work. We can do stuff like that. That works, where it's not revealing too much, but it's very intimate, and it still works for the narration that we're trying to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
I think I think sometimes having a bit of discipline for restraint can make for a better product. I think when you overindulge in things, you know, at some point it just kind of becomes like Grindhouse.
yes, and I don't disagree with that. That's why I was like, I'm very there are a couple of things that I'm working on that for the next book that I go, hey, there's a scene where this happens. I just want to prepare you for it. And he was like, oh, you know, and I was just like, it's just, you know, McCrank, no, he's not obscuring my true vision. I wouldn't want to say that. I just, we are definitely collaborating. Because I want the story. I think Kanan's making things happen that he makes me see the story in different ways sometimes, because I know the core story. I know where I want to go with it. But sometimes when you get fresh eyes on it, he makes me see things a little differently. I was like, okay, that's good. Because
that's beautiful, Antonio.
The whole tattoo gate thing, because like I was the whole thing, you know, when I did the video that said I was firing Kanan from the book and everything, which that video got like 3,000 hits. I was shocked by that. And I couldn't believe it. It was more people watched the video than bought Brand, and I was like, oh wow. I was like, buy the book. And but the whole point was the conversation that he and I had before I did the video, because I told him I was doing the video. So I'm doing the video. I'm finna fire your ass. And he was like, go for it. And I was like, so that's the thing a lot of people didn't understand. It was just a goof me and Kanan, you know, I was, you know, Kanan was doing stuff because I said, what the hell are you putting these tattoos on? Because that was not supposed to be Dawn. Dawn's not walking around with tattoos all over and all this kind of stuff. And he was like, no, she's like Ratchet and stuff like that. And I was like, no, that's not the character. Dawn Waddell is not a ratchet young lady, and neither is Dawn Craven. So he was like, no, she's like a runaway, she's streaky. And I was like, no, I want to, and that's why I'm trying to, you know, because I've explained a lot of the concepts and the characters to Kanan, but at the same point in time, I want him to be free to design. And it's just, I really want him to have, because the way I just like even the opening scene when I described it in the script, but then I saw Kanan's version of it, and he had that nice little overhead shot, and it was like, it's even Doug TeNapel was like, man, that's a great, because he just, you know, he's got a nice you know, far up shot of Dawn overhead, but in the corner you see the close up of her face, but you see that overhead shot, and then, you know, Kid Icarus with the beautiful colors on it. And I just, oh man, I was like, wow, because even just, you know, I've seen in layouts, I've seen over a third of the book, because he's done full layouts of 21 of the pages that I've only shown a few of them to people in videos and stuff like that. I've got so many of the layouts that I showed some of the bigger stuff like where we showed David's transformation for the first time, and because I purposely did not mention that for the longest when I was promoting the book, because there's Mike. Hello, Mike. Mike S. Miller. All right. But
criticizing.
I was like,
wasn't he making a point before about how he didn't do solicited criticisms, and now here he is criticizing.
Oh, you gotta love Mike.
Got my eye on you, Mike.
Oh, is he criticizing me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
Saying your hips are too. Your hips. He says hips aren't that round. Give some shape. And then he said, "Shut it, Malin."
You know what I say to that? Foo-foo on you, my friend. Foo-foo on you.
Yeah.
Well, her hips are round because she's been drinking coffee with cheese in it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
coffee sounds good, but it's almost 3 a.m. Damn.
No, I can't drink any more coffee. I will never fall asleep. All right.
Yes. Oh, okay. I like that. Okay, I got you. She can like spin around and like the edges of the it looks like slice someone's throat or something.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about that. I'm trying to give her something more tasteful, but not so much tasteful, but something that's more practical. Like she's got to. It might be breezy that night, she doesn't want to get cold.
Yeah, give her a gold tooth and make her real ratchet like Kane and put a tattoo on her.
No, you just give her a cape because the cape is practical.
Cape maybe going down one leg.
Let's see. Yeah, that's the thing, with the with these character designs, because Kanan, we've got a character coming up called Wither that we're going to debut in this book, but she'll have a bigger role in Brand Part 2. So we'll show her a little more, but we'll get a little taste of Wither in this book, and it's kind of my take on Poison Ivy. It's going to be like that, she's going to kind of be. It's going to be like that with a little bit of like a voodoo priestess type thing.
I ain't going out like that. I ain't going out.
So it's she's going to have that kind of, I want that kind of flavor. But I definitely, because I always like the character of Poison Ivy. So I just want a little Poison Ivy with a little bit of that spirit of voodoo put in there. Just have her, just a little flavor,
A little funk.
Oh yeah, put a little stank on it, put a little imping on the pimping.
Yeah.
Which she makes.
If she has a cape, you can give her a hood too, so then she can do the whole mysterious thing.
That's true. I think that's a good idea, actually.
Just put it on a different layer. Then if it doesn't look good, toss it off.
Maybe this kind of comes across. I don't know. I don't want to cover up her body too much. I like the asymmetrical nature of the shoulder thing.
Right.
Here. It might not even be a piece of armor as it is just like some sort of talisman.
Yeah, Mike's in the chat doing his Greg House impression. I'm like, okay, her serratus anterior are all wrong. I'm like, okay.
That's the criticism he gave to me online.
That's okay. It's okay. As long as my customer's happy. Are you happy, Gritty, so far?
Yes. Very happy.
Okay.
And I'm happy too, and I ain't even paying for the shit.
I can't. We can't all be Kid Dynamite, Mike. I'm sorry.
Which, by the way, there was something Mike showed. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's a Game of Thrones cover. Something that shit looked badass. I don't know what it was, but Mike drew something. It was dope, man. I was like, whoa! How does he get that detail on there like that? It looked incredible.
Don't tell him that. It just his head
No,
gets so large.
Hey, I'm just being honest, man. You know, I can, I can still say it's just like when I say somebody like Malin's a hater when he was ragging on my singing voice and stuff. I was like, Malin's a hater, but he's a great artist. I like Malin. Like, you got a little haterade in you. It's okay.
It's true. It's true.
It's like, yeah, man. It is what it is. It's like massive hater, bro.
It's true.
Don't tase me, bro. I'm like, you know, that thing. But,
maybe we'll do the little. Well, this is supposed to be.
Good.
No tattoo on this shoulder. That could be something that protects her from something or other. Something.
Right.
Something.
Or like a family crest or something like that.
Yeah. If a family crest is the Eye of Sauron.
Mike, why don't you hop your ass in here since you in the chat, man? It's like the link's in the chat, man.
Yeah. Antonio's over here calling me a hater. Look at Mike.
Yeah, Mike throwing so much.
Hey.
Yeah. Mike thinks everybody want to be like Mike. Nobody want to be like Mike.
I want to be like mine. It's like, Still the biggest Michael Jordan fan.
I hate for entertainment value, Antonio. Mike hates because he hates.
I'm ashamed of you, Mike.
Yeah.
Elliot, this is getting a lot more complicated as you go on. I was like,
yeah.
Like it was a nice stream. Like I was like, man, you got the tattoos. She got all kind of jewelry on and stuff. But like she been down to the Crenshaw swap meet, looking up everything. I'm like, damn, okay.
Well, the reference that Antonio sent me was somewhat elaborate. This is not quite as involved as that. I mean, she's got one sandal on and one. I don't know what kind of boot this is, but it's fun.
You should give her like those Mercury boots from like God of War. I like those where I don't know if you saw that where he had to defeat Mercury, and then he, whenever he defeats one of the gods, he takes their weapon from them, and then obviously that's power up. So he took the boots of Mercury, and they're like they got like wing clamps, and then he puts the shoes on, and then the wings just clamp around his ankles. I like that. That was cool. And then he can obviously move faster.
Yeah, I think that boot on the right is the keeper, though.
Yeah, I love that boot on the right. It's ridiculous. It's nice.
Yeah, I was like, she trying to be a fashion statement. She got on different shoes and stuff. I'm like, yeah. Was it Hermes? Okay, it was same god, different kind of. Like, yeah, Hermes. Yeah.
Rodwell Stevens says that's really elaborate for a stripper.
Yeah, he putting a lot of work in. So,
well, also maybe too many tattoos there is gonna roughen her up too much. I always hate it when I see people with tattoos, like one tattoo here, another tattoo there, and then sometimes they're bunched up in one spot. So I'll leave it like that for now.
Put like a tic-tac-toe board like right in between her legs, like right there on the inner thigh. I think we're gonna do that with Dawn. I'm gonna have.
I think those tats got to be symmetrical.
What?
Yeah. You can't have everything asymmetrical. Yeah, see, that's exactly why right there.
Hilarious.
Oh, wait, let me give you the Valen voice.
It's like give her one that says wolf milk, and then because that's the thing. There's gonna be some shots that we're gonna do later where we're gonna have like people wearing T-shirts that say like "Kick Nasser" and stuff like that. Little nods here and there. So. This gotta
I
happen.
like that. It's good shape.
It's consistent with the other details in her costume. All right, the cape. Let's try that. Ooh. Maybe she's got one of those. Maybe this thing crawls across. Here, I'm going to do it in red so we can see it a little differently. Maybe she's got one of these. It's no, that's not enough of a cape. She's wearing a satchel with extra cloth.
Let's settle for satchel page. Oh,
pretty good. It was original. It's different.
Excuse me.
Oh, there goes Mike.
Oh.
There goes Mike. He's gonna make me draw the whole thing.
No, I'm not drawing the whole thing for him.
All right, you got her latissimus dorsi starting far too low under her rib cage.
Speak English, man. What the hell are you talking about?
He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I know, but
You've given her a barrel chest, dude. Chicks don't have barrel chests.
her clitoral vasage.
No. It's not correct.
Oh man.
maybe it's just a cloth that comes down from the one side, like kind of like Thor and Ragnarok.
Give her
Well,
a
you're like
dashiki.
completely ignoring my sage advice, Elliot.
Because Michael, we're far into this. Is a concept character, not an anatomical. I'm not getting quizzed at Cuban school on this.
Give her a pole. I love that.
Or maybe this comes like this. Maybe if you saw it from the back, it does this and it comes across here, like Storm or something.
Yeah.
Also, the
Storm
neck
doesn't
muscle-
even look like Storm anymore.
The what?
That is good.
I was just saying the neck muscle should connect at the clavicle. They don't
Give
just
her
end
a,
in her at her trapezius.
because she's got the little choker chain thing around her neck. Just give her an Adam's apple so we can, just to make it more modern. She's trans now, so
I'll give her the choke. I'll give her the Adam's apple just to make Mike uncomfortable. What are you
Hey, you
doing?
told me to come in here, man. You told me to come in here. You knew it. You knew what you were getting.
Mike's been drinking. Is this drunk
No,
Mike night?
I'm just,
Trump.
no, I just opened it.
Is he gonna go? Is he gonna go full Kelsey Shannon?
No, there's 43 people in here. How are there only 43 people in here? Hit the like button. Hit the freaking share button. Get some other people in here.
We're just chilling, yo.
It is the chat's obligation to grow this channel. So, guys, come on, hit that share button and let everybody else in the world know that you are here watching this awesome stream of Elliot drawing a sexy lady.
terribly drawn.
Oh, it's not terribly drawn. It's just, it's kind of male-in quality.
Oh.
There it is.
There it is. There it is.
What do you think, Antonio, about this?
I did share it on Twitter. When I hit the like button, it automatically goes to Twitter.
I don't know.
We're trying. We don't have friends. Aww.
I don't know.
I had to turn that function off on some of the things because I be watching like cam girl stuff and like people twerking and stuff like that, and I was like, I don't want that on my Twitter feed.
Yeah, my kids will jump on it and start liking Peppa Pig videos and crap like that, and it goes on my Twitter feed.
Yeah, I had to turn because I noticed. I was like, "Whoa, they're sharing some stuff that I didn't want people to know I was watching." I was like, "Okay, turn that off."
Yeah, I was liking stuff for a while like that, and then I found that, and I can't figure out how to turn it off. So I'm like, forget it. And I want to support everybody by liking it. But I'm like,
No, but there's one of these Instagram cam girl chicks that I follow, and she does like stuff on like Pornhub and stuff. And there was a video of her weighing her breasts on, and I liked it. It showed up. I was like, whoa, I don't want that on there. I had to get rid of it. I was like, yeah. And she was like, everyone always asks me how big my breasts are, how much they weigh. And so she like took a scale out and weighed her breasts and stuff. I was like, oh, cool.
On YouTube? On YouTube, she did that?
Yes.
That's.
Oh.
I'm not gonna comment.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey man, I be watching some ratchet stuff, man.
Is ratchet a new word that I have to learn?
Hey man, gotta. But see, that's the thing. That's why I was saying Kanan put that on Dawn. He was like, yeah, she's kind of ratchet, and I was like, what part of my description of Dawn gave you the impression that she was like some ratchet? She's one of these ratchet girls that goes to the hood like, yo, brother, what's hitting? Yo, what's up? You know. I was like,
refers to an uncouth woman.
Yeah, and because it was so funny when he told me that's why he put the little tattoo on her stomach and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's just not who she is. That's like I said, I want Kanan to, because I was very clear with Kanan. I was like, I don't want to mess with your art, but I don't like that. That's not the character to me. And I had to be very clear about it. And I mean, we were going back and forth. He thought it was funny, but I was telling him, I was like, I'm not joking. I really don't like that choice. I was like, because that's just, I don't know. I've lived with Dawn for 20 years. It's just, that's not who she is.
Yeah, it's not ratchet.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah, she's not gonna have a gold tooth in her mouth and all kind of, It's like, ooh, she's gonna, let's have Dawn in twerk videos and stuff like that. Yeah, she's not gonna be doing stuff like that. That's, I mean,
she's not gonna be on YouTube weighing her breasts. That's crazy.
No, although I watched that a few times. I'm not gonna lie. We watched that a few times. I mean, she had like double E's or something. It was unreal how big, and they're natural. They're no breast augmentation. So I was like, oh my God.
It says it's a Louisianian regiolect version of the word wretched.
Ah, fascinating.
Yeah, but it's been turned to ratchet, and now it's an uncouth woman.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and just like the pimp character that we just unveiled, Fame. Now Fame could, Fame's a pimp. He's a real pimp. You're
pushing Kanan, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, Kanan, when I told Kanan about Fame, he thought that was funny. He was like, okay, so I was like, okay, so Edwin's gonna drop her off and she's gonna meet this pimp named Fame. And he just started laughing. He thought it was hilarious. And he had all these ideas. He's like, I think Fame is gonna be kind of like that character Cream Corn from Black Dynamite. So that's why you see when we showed the page, Fame is sitting there with the pimp cane and he's got the big top hat and the slick hair and everything. And me and Kanan were in lockstep with that because Fame's going to be a very fun character for us. So he's going to be a very fun character for us. I like the way we end everything. We're setting everything up for this book, but the second book will be bigger and it'll set a lot of the things up that, I've been very clear that everything will end in Vegas. So when we go to Vegas and wrap everything up, that'll, the big showdown, because that's where you'll see the little Ethan Van Sciver cameo.
I think Elliot's computer locked up.
It did. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Your voice is saying. And
I think your computer didn't like the little Mexican tassels you're putting on her cake.
I do think but obviously it's not mine. But I was like, man, the design's got a little. It was nice. And I was like, man, you doing too much right now. I was like, you got way too much stuff going on with this design, man. I was like, okay, start off.
Arthur Barrett.
There's no real sense of continuity in your design, Elliot. I'm not even being facetious. I'm being critical.
Arthur Bear says that Ratchet is from 2010.
It's been around for a little while. It's not a new time.
You are hung up on Ratchet.
I am that unhip.
Man, there's still only 43 people watching in here. Come on, people, get that share out. Seriously.
Elliot, you all right, man?
It's because my computer stopped. Ugh. And it's
Just
not even
just reboot
trying.
it. It'll still be available. I mean, it'll still be there for like 5 minutes or something like that. So you reboot it and then you just come back in.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'll be back.
Oh,
Bye, Elliot.
Wait, Elliot.
Elliot's gonna just say, "Okay, I trust you."
Yeah, on YouTube, all you can see is his Jerk Mager logo.
It's like, yeah, the
The
jerk.
Black Bolt, the
Yeah.
screaming Black Bolt.
Yes.
Does the lose the progress? Is it gonna crash his Photoshop or is it gonna stay open?
When was the last time you saved?
I don't think he saved at all.
Oh no.
I remember when that happened. I was after Ethan had gotten that new computer, and we were on his stream, and he did that, and I was just like, "Oh God, this is not good."
Yeah.
Gotta save.
Yep. Jesus saves.
Yeah, about every 15 minutes. It's usually best to hit Control S.
Yeah, I couldn't understand what it was. Too much stuff going on there. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, okay, now she got the tassels, she's got the different. I was like, okay, she got all.
Is this a character for you,
This is for me.
Antonio?
Yeah.
Oh, it's for you.
Yeah.
Are you what art direction did you give him?
I just give him some references. His Dark Elf.
Mm-hmm.
He just crashed. Hey. Oh man.
Yeah, it looked like it got a little. It seemed like it got away from it.
Yeah, it looked like Dark Elf went to the flea market to pick out her
Well, it
outfit.
was like a Dark Elf slash stripper.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah. Because like I said, that when I was watching it before I hopped on, I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. I like, and he just started adding too much to it. It's like, I was like, okay, sometimes.
Well, I think he was just throwing stuff down. Then he was going to start figuring out
moving some of the
Yeah,
other.
he was just doing the concept for now, trying to get the concept down.
Yeah, I was like, okay, because I was like, man, you got too much stuff going on now. You got all the tattoos, you got all the little weird jewelry, you know, things. Like,
Yeah, and it was inconsistent in design. There was no continuity in the design of the elements. So it just that's why I said it looked like she went to the flea market and just started picking up.
That's what I said, man. Crenshaw, she been to Crenshaw, man. Up there at the swap meet. That's what it is, man. And she been up there to swap meet, hooking it up, man.
Yeah, that Mexican tassel cape wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I was like, wait.
That was just a bridge too far, man.
Like, hey, you might as well throw the
It's on
MAGA
your
hat
hat.
on.
It's tassels. You ever seen Zorro the Gay Blade?
I was
I
He's
haven't
got
seen
the
that, yeah.
little tassels on his hat.
Oh man, God, that yeah. Is what Zorro's got like a brother. You got like his twin brother, like one brother's. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
George Hamilton. He's still around, isn't he?
Yeah. He was on a what do you call it? A reality show because he is the I'm trying to remember who it was, but he's the stepfather to Eddie Money's kids.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So there was this reality show with Eddie Money and George Wait, Jill. Was George Hamilton the stepfather to Eddie Money's kids, or was it somebody else? What was the question? Was George Hamilton stepfather to Eddie Money's kids, or was it another rocker?
Was George Hamilton stepfather to any of my kids?
I'm pretty sure John can freaking Google this faster than my wife will get me an answer.
I did.
Maybe not Eddie Money. Maybe it was like I don't know. Look it up, John. Look it up.
I'm looking. I'm on the Wikipedia.
On the Wikipedia.
But yeah, so I only saw a few episodes of this show, but it was like George Hamilton reality shows. It was great.
But what was it? what was that movie he did? What was it? Dracula Dead and Loving It, or was that? He did
Love at First Bite.
Yeah, Love It. Yeah, okay. So I remember that one. And I like that. And then Once Bitten with was it Lauren Bacall and Jim Carrey?
No, Once Bitten was Nicolas Cage, wasn't it?
No, Lauren Bacall, Jim Carrey. I stand.
Which
What's the guy
which one
from
was the Nicolas Cage one? Was it Vamp?
Vamp was bad. I remember Vamp.
I know. I just remember there was just this series of really bad vampire movies.
Yeah, everybody stood because hell, even but then I remember also was it Fright Night and that's Fright Night and did y'all see the remake of Fright Night? I saw the remake.
Yeah. It wasn't as good.
Yeah, I enjoyed the original. The sequel to Fright Night.
Oh, Vampire's Kiss was Nicolas Cage's. Did you see that one? Where he thinks he's a vampire, so he puts in the fake party vampire teeth in order to kill people.
That's why I always wondered about him, because I think he waited too long. Nick Cage was doing those. He was trying to be that method character actor guy doing serious, quirky films, and then he was like, "Hey, let me start doing action movies." And so then you get like Con Air and stuff like that. And by then his hair's gone. So he's got the bad hair plugs and the wigs and everything. So he's doing all these weird, you see something like Leaving Las Vegas.
No. It was Rod Stewart. George Hamilton is stepfather to Rod Stewart's kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And there's the jerkmonger. I see him.
Welcome back, Elliot.
He's back. I hope he wasn't listening.
In 1990, Hamilton was named as an unindicted co-conspirator in a federal fraud and racketeering case against the Marcoses, family, involving looting Philippine government funds.
That just sounds absurd.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
I like him more now. Elliot.
I'm back.
You survived.
Okay.
And you're
I'm gonna save that cape.
Oh, where'd the cape go? Did not save that?
It did not save it, no.
Oh.
The last time it saved was when I said, "Hey, you like this boot, Malin?"
Oh, okay.
I got left.
So you have autosave on?
No. Well, it wouldn't matter now because I didn't save it the first time. I should have saved it first.
Elliot, can I give you some advice?
Oh, brother.
Sure.
Take the design you have on the boot and replicate it on the bra and the shoulder piece.
Yeah.
This is still that's fair. But just so you know, this is like I'm working out all kinds of different ideas all over the place. I hadn't decided any one thing or another. But that sounds cool.
In other words, get off his jock.
I wouldn't say it that way, but I would say. No, I'm just kidding. Where am I at with this? What layer? Okay, no, that's a good idea.
Yeah, make that heel look dangerous. Like if she kicks somebody backwards with it, it's going to slice their neck open.
Yeah, give her cleats.
Well, not cleats. I'm thinking like sort of like a spur, but like razor's edge.
Give her those high heel boots like Evil Lynn and Tila wore on Masters of the Universe.
No, you ever seen like a simple spur that is just like a single barb of metal, not like a spinning wheel or anything?
Yeah,
something like that. But the light comes up at an angle, so it does like a follow through with her heel coming down.
Like a rooster.
Sort
of. You know what I'm talking about?
Whatever.
I know what you're talking about.
Roosters have this thing going.
Yeah, they try to spur you with it. Little
something like that.
Bastards.
Okay. I heard they're gonna remove the.
By the way, Elliot, lock
it
on yourself, man.
I thought I did. Okay. Oops. Wrong thing. What were you saying?
Gabriel Impossible Art says, no, not cleats. It should be Crocs.
I can't remember the last time I was on a stream where it remained like a single number for so long. It's still 43 people watching.
Oh, we got 45.
Ever since I came in, it's been 43.
It's loyalty, Mike. Loyalty.
These headphones hurt my ears after a while.
I hate that when it pushes against your ears.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm showing 45 on my screen.
Love and marriage.
What is it?
Love and marriage. Love and
Marriage.
It's an institute you can't disparage. Ask the local gentry, and they will say it's elementary.
I have a no ma'am shirt, by the way.
It's ma'am.
The way they did, there'll never be another show like that. I mean, they just seemed like they got it right out the park. Even when the ratings weren't there, they stuck with it and they were consistent. Just they knew who those characters were and they just stuck with it. Daughter's dingy, but she's also kind of a slut. Bud's the lovable loser that he's terrible with women and all this kind of thing, but hey, throw him a bone, let him get a woman every now and again.
Yeah.
Al's a hard worker, but he can't ever, it's like he can't get two nickels to come together at any point in time, but they got this nice house and
Did you see when he washed his car?
That was a nice house.
Yeah, he lived in an area house.
Yeah.
that house was all right. Yeah, that house would cost a nice little chunk of change.
Probably more square footage than the Miller household.
Yeah, he had three floors, right? He had the basement, he had the first floor, second floor, and he had the garage.
I just had this argument today. The basement doesn't count as a floor.
Hey, you know how much? I mean, that house for what the dude sold shoes. He should have been able to afford a house with a lawn and a backyard. And fencing, and it's like he's a shoe salesman. He doesn't own the shoe store. He should be able to afford that. He should be renting that home, not paying a mortgage.
Actually, is that actually the house? Yeah, that's not a bad house.
That's what I'm like, dude. What are you talking about?
Remembering the interior, it just didn't look all. It looked like they got their couches.
Yeah, it's got upstairs and
down the street from the neighbors who left them out on the front yard. And
yeah, and I mean, and you look everybody else, the what the other neighbors in the neighborhood did, like Marcy's like a banker and all, everybody's doing they're doing like upper middle class type work, and that neighborhood should have been he shouldn't be able to live there with two kids and a wife.
Right.
Because the wife wasn't working, so he's the only one working in that house with two kids and a wife. I'm like, yeah, on a shoe salesman.
If you guys look at my screen, you'll see the floor plan for the Bundy house.
on my way.
But he owned the shoe store, didn't he?
No, he worked there. That was the whole point. He's a loser and he's working for other people. That was always the whole
No, that's not correct. That's not correct. I'm looking at pictures. That's not how the stairwell is totally different from that.
Wow. I'm
And look
offended.
how tiny that couch is. That would make that living room like 30 feet wide by like 30 by 30. I guess a 900 square foot living room.
someone did that in The Sims or something. That looks like but that's all. Yeah, that's a lot of room.
Yeah.
He's got, like I said, you got front and backyard. Or I remember there was that one scene in the backyard where he got turned on.
You know who had a nice freaking house? Huxtables.
Yeah, but one's a doctor, one's a lawyer.
Yeah, that's true.
5 kids, all of them in college and stuff. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Oh, hold on.
The
Is that
one
a
with the nice
brown
house.
phone?
We locked on Elliot, so you can't see it. But if you do a Google search for the Bundy house, and then you look at the Huxtable house, like, yeah, you can figure out which one is a lawyer.
That's why I was like, That's why I was like, yeah, that would be the Cosby household would be very expensive as well, but they both had very high paying jobs.
True, but
like,
way more kids too.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, 5 kids, and then one of which got introduced. Like, I was like, wait a minute, where does other daughter come from? I was like, she always. Okay. And
Plus, where else was he gonna hide all those roofies?
Well, I mean, at least we know he could write a prescription for them.
Oh my gosh, there is a website called Bundyology. I kind of want to go to this page.
I think for me, the Banks had the biggest house on TV so far.
Back to house plans.
From Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, that's friggin'
that dude was balling though. I mean, just the Banks family was they were doing well. I mean, that man switched to a light-skinned wife and no one missed a beat, man. I was
You noticed that,
right? You know, that's he used some of that money and upgraded her skin.
Yeah. I noticed. I like the original lady.
I like the original one too.
Yeah, but Will couldn't stand her. They said everybody said she was a bitch, and Will was like,
they said that she was crazy.
She did. There's an interview with her because she still likes to pop up every few years and throw shade at Will Smith. So she'll pop up every now and again on like one of these like black radio stations, and they'll load it up on YouTube, and they'll have audio of her going, well, see, this is why I had, why I ended up being off show. Will didn't want me anymore, blah, 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 all this kind of thing. So because she started voicing her opinions on the script, or, she butted heads with them a few times. She felt like they weren't utilizing her properly. And I'm like, you're not the star of the show, idiot. Right. That's why it's called The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You're a supporting character.
Yeah, it's not the fresh aunt of Bel-Air.
Yeah, she's like, I'm accomplished. I've been on Broadway and I've done. Yeah, I was like, dude, you got the job because you can what? Act.
Go back to Broadway, I guess.
Notice she ain't been working. Notice she'll just pop up every now and again now, because that's the thing.
Yeah, that's good,
when you burn your bridges, Hollywood don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that guy that's on the Lethal Weapon show that got wrote out, and now they got what's that? William. What's the guy that was on American Pie and all that? That Sean William Scott. That's him. And they replaced.
Wait, they got rid of the Mel Gibson character?
They got the original actor that they had cast to play him. He's playing Sean William Scott. He died, and I think he's playing his cousin now. So they got rid of him because he like threw a whiskey bottle.
They pulled a Three's Company.
Yeah, well, but at least they didn't just try to pretend like Sean William Scott was still playing the same guy, because that would have just been weird.
They pulled a Chrissy Snow.
Yeah, they was just hey, that was another one that was trying to, hey, I'm gonna flex on him and show him how much power I got. And they was like, yeah, let's just write her out. Yeah. Because it was actually both girls were supposed to be in on it, because she's talked about that the other woman, what's the other woman? Chrissy, and I can't remember the other character. The Janet DeWitt or whatever. Yeah. And she bailed on her. When she saw that they was about to, they let her know. They was like, hey, this ain't going the way you think it was gonna go. We about to get rid of her. You want to keep your job, or you want to keep protesting? All right, let me get back to work. and Suzanne Summers, she got the boot and she got to keep her job. So that's the way that worked out. But she kind of was hurt by that. She was like, we were supposed to stick together. And,
what was the story's reason for losing her? Did she go away?
Or something? They just wrote her out. Just
they brought in her to replace
her. Terry, right?
Terry, yeah, they brought Terry in. Yeah, so.
Come on, knock on a door.
Yeah, but she thought that was the whole thing. She had gotten them, she had talked to Janice DeWitt, and they were supposed to stick together. They can't get rid of both of us. And then, that was the plan. And then,
Yeah, Janice is like, yeah, but they can get rid of you.
yeah, she started seeing, because they had given John Ritter a big raise, and she felt like, she's like, hey, it's 3 stars on the show.
Hey, Elliot.
Yeah.
Personally, I would take that belt thing and either go above or below the hip, because hips are sexy. Well, you're just covering up the sexy. So I'm just making a suggestion.
No, that's okay. It was a. We'll see where I go with that. Let's focus on that right now.
Don't you just love putting your hand right there on your wife's hip, just right there, right where you have that thing covering her up?
Only
Right?
you have that privilege, Mike. When you have that privilege.
Well, I'm saying him and his wife. I like putting on my own wife. I'm just saying.
Why are you touching my wife, Mike? Wait a second. Let me see.
John knows what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
See? That was a resounding Tempo says, that's where the dollar bills go.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Dollar bills, dollar bills. Yeah, well, Suzanne was kind of correct. She was equal star to Jack John Ritter. The 3 of them should have been equal pay.
I don't know about that because
No.
John Ritter, they had positioned him to be the lead.
He's an amazing actor.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say that, but that's Hollywood. You get the guys to kind of either be the straight guy or the comedic talent, and then you get the girls for that visual appeal. That's what, like Jan DeWitt, she's supposed to be the like plain looking one. She's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? They all had roles to play. Now Chrissy's the dingy blonde, but she's hot. That's the whole point of that. So when you bring them, it's more for more of a comedic thing and a visual thing for her. Now, yeah, people liked what she brought to the table, but she did a movie called, what was it, Corvette Summer with Mark Hamill. I remember seeing that. I think that movie. I think it's called.
Gosh, was she in that?
Yeah, she's in that. And so you know the movie?
yeah, totally.
I remember seeing that movie. I was such a big Mark Hamill fan.
Before Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, and I watched that, and I was like, oh wow, and I was like, okay. It's just like we were on the other podcast that I do, the Dollar Bin, and me and Jamal Baraka, we were talking about like old movies like what was it, Zapped? It's like because I love those old movies, Porky, Zapped. It's like Zapped with Scott Baio because was it Daphne Zuniga was in Zapped from Melrose Place. And she's got like these huge arm sleeve tattoos. She's got tattoos
also from Spaceballs.
Yes, very much so. Yes,
she was.
Yeah,
she was in Spaceballs. Yes, she was.
Wasn't Zap? Did Zap have anything? No, there was. I always get it confused with Mystic Pizza. Was that also Scott Baio?
No, Mystic Pizza was. I know Julia Roberts was in. That was her first movie.
So then Zapped.
Yeah, that was Cher, wasn't it? Nicolas Cage, Cher.
No, that sounds like you're talking about, what's that movie? Moonlighting or Moon?
Oh, right. Moonlight.
Got nominated for an Oscar for that, actually. Didn't she win?
By the way, going back to Three's Company, yeah, Suzanne Summers should have talked to John Ritter.
Yeah, but
they're the ones that
there's a interview series where that aired on TV Land where they had talked about the rise and fall or whatever, and they had because she ended up showing up on his that show he had. What was the second show that he had when he I'm trying to remember what the hell the name of it was. Because he had one show where he was, what was it? Not My Wife and Kids, not My Wife and Kids, or something. The one he died on.
Yeah, I can't remember either, but that was the one. It was really good too, right? It was
My
like
Teenage Daughter or something, like the rules of dating.
Oh, so well, they did like a funeral for him in the show.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he got replaced with David Spade. I remember that David Spade was on there, and
Right, he was like, what was he, like the nephew or something like that? Oh,
he was the wife's brother.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
quick trivia. What was his last movie?
oh God, don't give me. Oh wait a minute, he was in Sling Blade. I know that.
Rules.
8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter. That was
Right.
the entire. It's like when they had two guys with a girl in a pizza place, and then they were just like two guys at a pizza place. They changed the name because it was too long. It was like 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter. That was the entire name of the show, and then they was like, all right, it's just 8 Simple Rules now because it's confusing people. And, but I know he was the gay guy in Sling Blade.
Yeah, that was his
was that his last movie?
That was his last movie. Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't even recognize him in that movie because he did the whole thing. But him and what's the guy from Sling Blade? They were on a show together.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton. They had done a show on CBS together. And
did he mostly do television movies or something? Because he did.
I saw a bunch of TV stuff. That's why I was like I used to watch a lot of those old Aaron Spelling. My mom used to watch all that stuff like Love Boat, Fantasy Island, and all that. You'd always see him on that.
Oh,
and,
one sec. You guys know on that 8 Simple Rules who played, I guess, one of his daughters or his daughter?
No.
Shannon Doherty.
Kaylee, what's her? Kuoko?
That's the girl from Big Bang Theory.
No.
Right.
Wow.
No idea.
Kuko, whatever it is.
Yeah,
the blonde.
The good-looking blonde girl from Big Bang.
Oh, that one.
Was she in The Wedding Ringer too, or no?
I like that show.
She's in The Wedding Ringer with Kevin Hart, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've seen that movie.
I know one of the people from Big Bang. I thought it was the one blonde chick from Big Bang. She was definitely, because she was the one that the dude was going to marry, and then he was like, okay.
Yep.
Oh.
I went into the chat and he said, I'll read to you right now. Is this a preview of Saturday night at the retirement home?
Mm-hmm. Sling Blade, I don't think was his last movie. It may have been his last known role, but that was 1996. But yeah, he has a vast filmography beyond that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did a lot.
He did? Really?
Yeah. TV shows and what are probably movies that you've never heard of. Because it just says like Trip Fall, Panic, Man of the Year. Oh, I just did the Elliot tongue click.
Yes, he did.
Oh, so that's a sucking of teeth then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Bad Santa.
Oh, yeah. But again, that's him and Billy Bob being cool. That's him and Billy. They were on, what was it, Evening? They were on, I know Billy Bob was on Evening Shade, which was what, Burt Reynolds? Or who's that? Who all was on that show? I'm trying to remember. Evening Shade. So I'm having to Google stuff now.
Just tell Malin. Malin, Google it.
What do you need?
Google it, Malin.
No, he's an iron.
Mary Lou Henner.
I love that about you. I love that you always look up stuff.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
I even say, hey, it looks here.
Video,
every
TV movie. Let's see.
Every answer you give sounds like a wiki entry.
But yeah, Billy Bob Thornton was, he had like a reoccurring role on there.
Hannah?
What else did Billy Bob do? Because I remember thinking he looked familiar, but I had no idea. A lot of actors, I don't know who they are.
Armageddon.
Oh, Bride of Chucky.
Okay. Yeah.
He was the NASA guy in Armageddon.
That's right. That's
Well,
right.
it's what we call I don't remember what he said.
That's right. I remember I thought he was a cool.
Oh, that's worse though. That makes Bad Santa his actual last movie.
Yeah.
Also with Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, but that's what again. That's because Billy Bob told that story. He had, I think, was John Ritter had did a guest appearance on Evening Shade, and that's where he met him. And they met, and they just liked each other. And you know, he was scraping money together to shoot that movie. I think they shot that movie for like less than $3 million.
Which one? Sling Blade?
Sling Blade. Yeah, he didn't have much money when they shot the film, and then he just happened to get lucky when they showed it at like Sundance and stuff, and people was like, oh wow, and so he managed to sell it, and they obviously put money into promoting it after it got. So yeah, but that's why he got Robert Duvall to do a little small part in that, but he had showed up in Robert Duvall's movie The Apostle. So it was one of those things where the actors are just like, he had Robert for like a day.
I met Robert Duvall.
Yeah, and it's just
He bumped into me on the tango floor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I went up and talked to him afterwards. It was Santa Fe Tango. Gosh, what year was that? 1999, maybe? I think it was the 99 Santa Fe Tango Congress, which was like a week-long, like, intensive tango workshop. And his wife, his new young trophy wife, is a tanguera. And that's why he did that movie, Assassination Tango, because his wife was a tanguera. So he wrote this movie for her. And he was, they were at that tango congress. And so we were dancing on the floor, and he bumped into me on the floor. And then later on, I went up and talked to him. And I thanked him for doing The Apostle because I thought it was a really good film.
I liked, what was it, Tender Mercies. I saw that, which he actually won the Oscar for that. And I was like, remember he did that movie Tender Mercies, and I saw that when I was like 11, 12 years old, and I watched that movie like 3 or 4 times.
Real quick, it says here that his Ritter's final films was Bad Santa and Clifford's really big movie.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing when you do that animation, they just hire somebody that sounds like you, and they just keep it moving, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was like when the Simpsons voice cast, they were all about to try to strike, and they had an open casting call of it. You know how many idiots can do Homer Simpson?
Did they really?
Yeah. They had a
that actually surprises me because they killed off, or they ended the characters of Phil Hartman after he passed away.
Yeah, but
they didn't want to do their character. Yeah, but they didn't want to do those characters with any other actors.
Yeah, because that's just because they loved him.
Even though it's Phil Hartman, how can it be? It's like,
from
I'm
chimpanzee to chimpanzee. I hate every ape I see, from chimpanzee to chimpanzee. There's an old video game. I know it was released on like the Sega Genesis or something like that, where he did the voice of the character, and he made some jokes in the game where he was like, "I killed me" or something. He made some references to like getting shot and stuff like that. They re-released the game, and they had edited some of those games out. But if you have the original version of the game, it's worth a little bit of money because he had some inappropriate jokes in there that ended up being a little too prophetic, apparently.
Hits.
Like, shoot me in the face, that kind of thing. And
Yeah,
I mean, it's a true story. The game, I can't remember the name of the game. I'm sure you can Google it or whatever.
Yeah, it was a.
His wife was like, "That's a great idea."
It was a sci-fi game. It was something Bill or something Ray or.
You just made this drawing like 10 times sexier, by the way.
Because of you, Mike. Because of you. The question is, MALPICA, do you like it?
Yeah. I'm excited. Can't wait to go to the bunk.
How excited? And what do you mean by
Well,
excited?
I'm in a room with the lights off.
So I'm just gonna let her crotch plate hang here.
It's going to be held up by magic.
You should
Yeah.
There you go.
ribs.
There you go.
Actually, maybe I'll imitate this thing.
You could even grab that thing and just lower it so you can see her belly button. Mm.
So
Well, I thought about that, but then I thought I was gonna get rid of this piece, and then I thought it looked like Mickey Mouse ears. I didn't want it too low. I want to get
Shrink it.
something there.
Shrink it.
Shrink the ring.
All of them. Yeah, as a group. All of them. All 4 of them.
Wipe them out. All of them.
wipe them out. All of them.
What's that from?
That's Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Oh.
Really, Malin? Really?
What?
Man, I've
What's
seen
that
that
from?
movie. Man, I've seen Phantom Menace so many times. I was like,
Why?
because I'm a Star Wars head.
It's horrible.
I like the Phantom Menace. I
There's
like.
stuff in it, man. Like Darth Maul and all.
Yeah,
Dude.
Darth Maul was the
Well,
best. When he showed
Darth
up.
Maul is the only thing worth watching in that movie.
And the one thing people that can criticize, the prequels or whatever, that unlike these new Star Wars movies, they actually feel like George Lucas's. You know what I'm saying? It's just got little stuff in there. They feel like George Lucas made them, unlike these other movies. At least to me, they do. It's like you can. And I love the director's commentaries on all those movies. Like the prequel trilogy, he's got director's. When they released that big box set of all 6 of the films, they've got all his director's commentaries from all 6 films, which I loved. And
I am never working with you.
dude, that's all right. I got Kane. That's all right. You can give me a cover though. It's like, because like I said, I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was you showed. It looked like some Game of Thrones stuff, but that thing was dope, man.
That was David and Goliath.
Oh man, it was so good. I was like, I don't know how you do it, man. I was like, that looked incredible. Was that a commission or is that something else you're working on?
Well, if it's just between you and me, that's something I'm talking about with Ben Shapiro.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, that looked incredible. Matter of fact, you need.
Well, let's see it. What does it look like? Hold it up.
Mike, we're still on live,
Oh yeah.
in case you don't want to share it.
Shh. Ignore what I just said.
I hope David doesn't look like Ben Shapiro.
Look at everything just falling off my desk like that. I don't know where it is. Check this out. Man, I did this commission for a guy in New York. Never came to pick it up.
That was me. I thought to go. You can manage it if you want.
Looks good.
Thanks.
Yeah. Where's the David and Goliath?
Oh, come on. You want me to dig that up? It's on my desk somewhere.
Well, it sounded very recent.
Yeah, but it wasn't all that recent. It's just something I shared on, because I had a picture of it in process on my phone.
I thought you put it up on Instagram too.
Yeah, so I stuck it on Instagram because I haven't put anything on Instagram in a while.
Yeah, your Instagram's kind of died, bro. What happened to that?
YouTube. Dang it.
I have cut back on my. I used to post on Instagram every day, and now I post a couple times a week and just leave it. But I've got so many people following me now, so I don't have to do it every day. Just post something.
Dang, where did I put this thing?
We can go on together.
What's a special mind?
Yeah.
And we can live our dreams with suspicious mind.
love that song.
I can't walk out
Yeah.
because I love you too much, baby.
Oh,
Why can't you see
Dun, 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 dun.
what you're doing to me
Ba-da-da-da-da.
when you don't believe a word I'm saying? Antonio,
Yes.
we can't go on together.
All right.
Damn it, I don't know where that flipping thing is. I can't find it. Oh, you know what? It's probably in my other.
Anticlimactic.
So, Crid. While Mike is looking for something and doing stuff,
Sure.
what do you say about this? Are we there? Are we not there?
Yes, we are.
partially there?
We are there. No, we are there. We are there.
All right, those are all good suggestions, folks. Michael, you
How about
you earn your keep.
You're a cyborg leg.
How about I was thinking like a hieroglyph around like a little circle.
Give her a third boob.
No, I'm saying like a power, like coming out of her hand, the one that's stretched out.
Oh, okay.
They already
Well,
did
that's
that in
pretty-
Total Recall, though. The three, I don't think you could ever do the 3 boob thing and get away with it after Total Recall.
Well, not claim it as your own, but
It's so
Yeah,
good. Like it.
An homage to the Twa boob.
Did anybody ever see the remake of Total Recall? That
Yeah, didn't we already talk about that?
I didn't like it.
yeah, that one was trash, man. Because
Yeah.
I've got like Criterion edition of the original with the director's commentary. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he got paid like $75 grand to do director's commentary on it. So
wasn't that Kate Beckinsale?
yeah, in the second one, because it was Sharon Stone in the first one.
Gosh,
Yeah,
she's
Sharon
beautiful.
Stone's in the first one.
Sharon Stone from what was it? Basic Instinct.
Basic Instinct.
Yeah.
Sharon Stone from everything. Sharon Stone from Casino. Sharon Stone.
She flashed everybody in that movie.
Oh man,
I never saw it.
Sliver.
I still to this day, I never noticed it.
That was her magnum opus, and that's all you remember was her flashing her beaver.
No, I didn't even know it until somebody started mentioning it. Oh, did you see what she did? I was like, nah. And then I had to go rewatch the movie.
yeah, that was kind of because I had heard about that before I saw the movie. And that seemed to be everything everyone was talking about. He was like,
Yeah, that
showed her, and I was like, I thought the movie was good, but that when I got to that scene, that's why I was like, I had a VCR, and I'm like rewinding. I'm like, I wasn't getting just a scene for like 2 seconds. I was like, that's crazy. It's like
good.
it's like that Super Bowl where Janet Jackson had the quote unquote wardrobe malfunction. They could go and the TiVo data showed that was the most watched part of the game. People kept rewinding.
I did this up for you, Antonio, and now you're talking over so nobody can see it.
Hey, Mike, you messed up.
Screen yet.
Here, I'll lock it up.
Hey, Mike.
It wasn't on the screen.
Hey, Mike, you messed up, man. He's supposed to have 6 toes and 6 fingers.
He does. You're not paying attention.
Here we go. One of these things is not like the other.
Why are you trying to tell me I messed up, bro?
I'm just trying to,
That is freaking tastic.
Why do all those guys look like they're from the Upper West Side or something?
Is that Saul on the top?
Samuel.
Oh, Samuel. Okay.
Man,
Well, that's the anointing oil.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Dude, that looks amazing. Tip the hat, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can, secure that and mail it to me, though. I'll be very happy.
Well, if this project goes through, I think it'll be something of value.
Mm-hmm. That could be huge.
That looks fantastic. Yeah, that does. That I saw when I saw. I was like, I was just studying. I was like, how did he get all those details? And I mean, that's done. I thought you did it digitally because it was so detailed. I was like, oh wow.
No, man, I don't do digital.
I thought you dabbled with digital a little, don't you?
I dabble with Gosh, everything is sliding down off my desk now. It's frustrating me. I dabble with like I'll do once in a blue moon. I'll do like breakdowns in pencil. You can unlock it from me now.
Mm.
No, I like to see your hair.
But no, I never do like inks or anything digitally. I always ink traditionally with traditional tools like quills and brushes and
That looks
India
so
ink.
good, Elliot. Oh man.
Like I was having this conversation the other day. How long do you think it'll be before no one draws on pen and paper anymore, and everybody's drawing digitally? Because it seems
Never.
like
They'll never happen.
really.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm. Especially now. Can you believe, dude? Have you guys watched my freaking auctions? John did. John saw that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I couldn't do that with digital pages.
There will always be a value for hand-drawn work.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love hand drawn work. Oh, you don't know.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I prefer it. And that's
Yeah.
a couple years ago when I first encountered Kanan, I almost didn't hire him because that's all. I was like, so do you mail me the art? He was like, no, I'm just gonna send you a file. I was like, I want the art. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, that doesn't happen even on traditional though. You only get the art to scan it, then you hand it back.
Yeah.
No, I was just paying for commissions. So if I'm paying for commissions, then
yeah.
Oh yeah, if they're just commissions, not if they're for print though.
Yeah, it was because trust me, that's one of the reasons he had told me he just started going more digital. He had done what was it Avatar? I'm trying to think what was it when they did Uber and when he worked with Kyron Gillian. And
Every time you guys say that, I always think Kanan worked for Uber. That's crazy.
yeah, Uber. And but he mailed them all the work and they never returned it. He never got any of his original art back, and he kind of felt like he got screwed there, so he just said, well, screw it, I'll just do it digitally and send them the files.
Yeah, super chat, Elliot.
Super chat. Who is this? I don't have my screen very wide.
Oh, it says Liam Grade Anime.
Liam
Hitman.
Gray, Anime Hitman. What's up, man? Thank you again for the Australian $5. Yo, Mike, can we talk in private, please, when you have the time? It's important. Won't take long. Sunglasses and the gumdrop.
Yeah. They just message me on the Twitters.
On the Twitter.
Although I've been on here for an hour and I got to beg out. So thanks for listening to me, Elliot. It looks much better now.
Man. I know.
Thanks, Mike.
We'll see you all later. Subscribe, Black Listeners. Peace.
Adios, amigo.
Hello.
First. All right.
Oh, I'm so glad he's gone.
But it's the quiet to Mike left.
I miss him. I miss Mike. Mike, come back. We miss you, man.
Viewers, you can come back now. Everybody was hiding from Mike.
It'd be funny if we get flooded with like 100 more viewers.
I'm trying to invent magical glyphs here. I'm not even sure what I'm doing here, but just bear with me.
Maybe that's the way Kanan does it, because there was some stuff that, trying to show. I was like, okay, she's gonna do like magic and do, he'll come up with these circles and stuff. And I was like,
oh yeah, there's a good circle tool. I don't know if Photoshop has it, but Clip Studio Paint does, and concentric circles, so you can do a whole bunch of circles at different spacing and different line weights, all like in seconds. It's a pretty cool tool. Yeah, and then you can use like a symmetry tool. And like here, if you're in Clip Paint Studio, I don't use it very much, but you can split your symmetry like 4 or 6 different ways. So you would have drawn that triangle one time, and then any additional deals that you would have filled in those middles with, it would have done it automatically all the way around there.
That's in Clip Paint?
Yeah. Yeah, concentric circle and symmetry tools. Yeah. Yeah, like you wouldn't have to do that.
I'm literally basing this on an action figure I got of Doctor Strange that I remembered. I was like, oh, it had some weird triangles. I remember that. I remember it had some extra lines. I remember that.
There was a Doctor Strange action figure that I saw, and that was part of the attachments that came with him. Well, you know how he's got those little circles when he does the magic spells. They had it where you could attach like the little spell circles to his hand to make it look like he's casting spells.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool. It's like Wanda Watum. Very curious how they're gonna bring all those, everybody back, because that was something that just came out the other day. Is that what's it? The guy that plays the Hulk and was it Don Cheadle? They were both seen in Atlanta. They had to do some emergency reshoots apparently. And I was like, wait a minute, the movie's coming out in April. Y'all still shooting? Y'all need to get the movie together, man. I was like, wait a minute. But it was just, I guess they were, because I mean, from what I understand, it's like 98% done, but they did the initial viewing and they showed it to a couple of test audiences or something wasn't right, and they had to go back in and kind of tighten it up a little bit. So this was just the other day it came out. So I was like, oh wow, they're still shooting? That's crazy.
They do that like last minute too.
Yeah. Like I said, the movie's coming out in April because they bumped it. Remember, it's supposed to come out in May, and then they say, hey, let's move it to April. So if you shooting now, just within the last week, that's scary to me.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, oh, something's wrong. Let's go back in and tighten it up.
What does that mean, you think, that they, because sometimes other movies do that, and it's like, oh, it's going to be a terrible movie, but no one's saying that about these movies. They're like, nope, fully confident, we're going to be just fine.
Well, I think Endgame, because there was an article that came out, and they was like, that even though they think Endgame's going to be successful, it's not going to make as much money as Infinity War. And I don't know about that. I think it'll enjoy, depending on, although they do have some stiff competition coming out this summer. I know that with the Battle Angel Alita, that looks like that's going to make some money. Man, that Battle Angel Alita, I'm all in on that. I'm checking, because I just like James Cameron movies. He hadn't put out a movie in forever. So
he's only producing that, isn't he?
Is he not the director on it? Yeah, he's definitely
like Robert Rodriguez or somebody.
Oh, okay. I thought he directed it too, because I mean, man, he's been working. But I know he's doing 3 more Avatar movies. They're working on those. So I thought he directed it too, but he may just be producer.
Yeah, it's Robert Rodriguez directing. Cameron wrote, and yeah, I don't see a producer credit, but I'm pretty sure he's a producer.
Because was it Ed Screen's in that? They got Jackie Earle Haley, Jennifer Connelly's in it, Christopher Waltz, Mahershala Ali. I was like, man, they got so many people in there. I was like, they spent so much money on these movies. So
Casper Van Dien.
Oh, he's in that movie?
Yeah. This is it. This is his big comeback.
You better do something with it.
Yeah. He plays Amok.
That's so good.
Casper is one of those, I don't think I've seen, because I remember he did the Tarzan movie and he married the woman he married the co-star or whatever, and I know they've tried to work together a few times. She's a little bit older than him. And the career doesn't work. He's more like, because he came from a background of modeling and stuff. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He was a model first, and then he start trying to be an actor.
Yeah. He should have followed up something like Starship Troopers with like him being some kind of like horror, like bad guy or something, and something really kind of show the range. He's kind of got like Brad Pitt. You're too good looking for your own good.
Yeah.
So you got to really start showing people that you're more than just, kind of that two-dimensional eye candy type person. So, like the first time I saw Brad Pitt, I think was in Thelma and Louise. I think it was.
Yeah, that was his. Yeah, because he had been on. Was he been on Days of Our Lives or no Santa Barbara, that soap opera? I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he'd been on there on TV.
Yeah. But then he had I don't know the order of these roles that he's doing, but I remember he did what was that, Legend of the Fall. And
that was before he did that. After he did the one with that Robert Redford directed, where they're fishing. The river runs through it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So kind of, I don't know, because I've seen Legend of the Fall multiple times, and
that's a chick. Yeah, a few times too.
Elliot's from E.T. Elliot.
Oh yeah.
He played the brother. And,
that is him. Yeah, that is him.
Yeah, he's also in that Netflix series, Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, I need to check that. Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, Elliot's back. Yeah. So
who's that?
What's that guy? Thomas something or whatever.
Yeah.
Haunting at Hill House? Is that the one?
Yeah, on Netflix. It's not that great.
Is that the series where it was like about the family?
Mm-hmm.
He was in there? Elliot?
Yes. Have you seen it?
Yeah. Who was he in that movie?
Dad and all the flashbacks.
That's when you can tell you transitioned. You go from like a child actor to then you're playing the dad on everything. You're playing the dad and the uncle.
He was the dad.
He's got that. He's got the same deal that like Johnny Depp had, and definitely Leonardo DiCaprio, where no matter how old they get, they still kind of look like a kid.
Yeah, Henry Thomas. That's him. Henry Thomas. So you got Henry Thomas and him, and I remember him and like Rick Schroeder or Ricky Schroeder, because like I remember him, like Ricky Schroeder, he dabbles with acting here and there, but I think he lives in Colorado somewhere. I know he's got like a ranch, and but that's why when Jimmy Smits left NYPD Blue, he took over. He took over as the lead on that, and for whatever reason, he was just like, yeah, I don't want to be a TV star. And they had to kill him. And I was like, it was actually good. Why are you doing it? Was so annoying. It was just, all of a sudden they bring this great character in, and Ricky was great on the show. And he just got, he was just like, yeah, I'm not feeling this. And then they had to kill him. And it was so annoying. Those episodes with Rick Schroeder as what's the guy, Sipowitz's partner. It's like, yeah. I was like, I thought those were great episodes of NYPD Blue. I used to watch NYPD Blue every week. That was great. And then they replaced him with what was it, Mark Paul Gosselaar from Saved by the Bell.
You leave eyebrows alone. You leave eyebrows alone. Eyebrows Magoo. I like that guy. All right. How's that, Crit?
Yeah. Si, senor.
All right. I
don't know.
Sign it.
I was thinking about the green lipstick, maybe red, just to make it stand out a little bit different from the other green.
He picked green, Critias. No.
All right. I'm good.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Not again.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's see. There we go.
NYPD Blue was my jam. Yes, that was I loved NYPD Blue, especially those first couple seasons with what's the guy that was on CSI Miami and stuff. David Caruso? Yeah. And he actually had a show where he was playing the state attorney general or something like that. And that was a great show, but nobody watched it. It was a great show on CBS. And because they brought him back, they was like, yeah, he's going to be the lead actor in this. Because, he had tried to go to to do movies, and he did that movie Jade, which was actually a good movie, but it didn't do well at the box office. And he did another movie. I know Samuel L. Jackson's in it, but like 3 people watched that too. Just wasn't working.
That's good. She looking good.
Yep. All right. Let's
Stephen Bochco. Is Stephen Bochco still with us? I know some of these guys are starting to fall off. Let me see. It's like Stephen Bochco. I think he passed.
Wait, earlier before you signed it, right? Oh no, I'm just playing with you.
No, it's okay. If you want to
Stephen
change
Bochco died
Good.
2018.
That's what I thought. I thought I saw that he passed. That's why I was like, yeah, because it was always like Stephen Bochco and David E. Kelly, which I love David E. Kelly shows. And then I know he's still married to Michelle Pfeiffer. And because I watch anything David E. Kelly did, like Chicago Hope, Picket Fences, and him and Bochco did L.A. Law together. And which, man, L.A. Law, I used to love L.A. Law. It was great. You know, it's just that's what we get. That's what we get. Jimmy Smits, Jimmy Smits, Suzanne Day.
Yeah. He died from leukemia. By the way.
Yeah, man. It's like, but that's the thing, man. He had it was him. I can't remember the other guy that worked on because he worked on NYPD Blue, but him and Bochco had some differences or whatever, and then he went to CBS and did another cop show. It was like,
Thank you, Rodwell. Just referring to someone in the chat. Everybody's saying, "Did you save? Did you save?" No, I just did.
what was it? Antonio Kodiak. You know, Antonio, I was wrong. I was thinking of New York Undercover, and New York Undercover is great. I love that. At least the first, that like last season, maybe 2 seasons, where people started having like quote unquote contract disputes and stuff. That's why the Spanish guy left the show, because they wasn't paying him and they wrote him out, and he wasn't comfortable with his money, and he had to dip on up out of there. You know, he thought he should be getting more money, and then they wrote him out, and they put in the guy that played Tommy on Martin, and then because they killed the
oh yeah, I remember that.
yeah, they ruined New York Undercover. That was like, it was so good, and then I was just like, man. But I know there's some articles that were written on it. They thought they were like the cast is too ethnic. We need more white characters. So that was one of the reasons why they
Didn't it take place in the Bronx?
Yeah, it was too much.
Too much ethnicity.
Yeah, they said it was. Yeah, that was. But that's the thing, though. They do, when they do the Nielsen ratings, they look at age, they look at gender, and they look at racial demographics. They go, New York Undercover was a top 5 show, especially in black households. It was pretty much everything on Fox Thursday night was like top 5. You had Living Single, you had Martin. Those were both top 5 black household shows. In Living Color was a top 5 show in black households. New York Undercover, that kind of thing. So they were like, it's not, maybe not a top 20, not top 30 show, but when we go into those racial demographics, we've got a top 5 hit, and that audience is extremely loyal. So we can get those revenue dollars for that because it's highly targeted. There's like, hey, if I want to advertise to like Black and Latino, this is where we need to go. Fox Thursday night. So Fox was still making money. That's why in Living Color, you look at the overall ratings on In Living Color, and they were never like a top 30 show, except like a couple of those Super Bowl specials that they did. Like, especially that first time when they decided to hijack the Super Bowl, and they said, hey, when the Super Bowl, that's when they used to have those bands play the Super Bowl all the time. They used to just like, hey, the Kansas State Marching Band. It would be the worst, they would have these big and they come out and do those big, big band sets and everything. It was so boring. And then in Living Color was so smart, and they were like, hey, instead of watching the Super Bowl halftime show, why don't you just come hang out with us for a half hour, and then you could go back to the Super Bowl? And everybody's like, yeah. And I remember I was with a group of friends, and the Super Bowl show came, and we immediately flipped over to Fox to watch it in living color. And it was a great show. It was funny. And that's one of the highest ratings they ever got. And then the very next year, the Super Bowl, they hired Michael Jackson. They noticed a huge dip in their ratings because Fox had one of the highest ratings for In Living Color that they ever got when they decided to do that, when they decided to hijack the Super Bowl halftime show. So they would like just flip back to the game when the Super Bowl's over. And then, you know, they got incredible ratings for that 30 minutes. And then the very next year, the NFL was like, yo, bring Michael Jackson in.
Yeah, we
like,
can't
they're
have
not gonna do that to us again. So
I never got around to watching it. I couldn't get past the rap in the intro.
It is what it is, brother. That was, I mean, it's amazing when you look back on it, all the stars that came off of that show. You know, the Wayans, you got Jamie Foxx coming off of that show, and you obviously Jim Carrey, which, Jim, what are you doing, man? Stop.
Mainly like the show. Oh, was it? We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colors. Give me a high five.
Yeah, that's off the WB. I remember the WB. Wayans brothers, yeah.
That sounds like a good show. What's that one called?
Yeah, listen, I can't be all this all the time.
But see, that's the thing. You saw those. That's when we started having UPN and the WB, and then at that point, that's where it goes back to the New York Undercover thing, because New York Undercover got rid. They were trying to broaden the appeal of the audience for New York Undercover, so they got rid of what's the guy, Puerto Rican character, which I can't remember. He was in a bunch of those like kind of hoodish movies in the like late 80s, early 90s and stuff. And I think he was in the Bad video with Wesley Snipes too.
Yes, he was. Yes,
yeah. I was like, yeah, dude, he was working in so many movies. And I think he's in Diggstown with what's the guy? Louis Gossett Jr. and James Woods. Diggstown is great, by the way. If you've never seen Diggstown, that is one of the best movies I have ever seen. Diggstown is great. And all the cast, it was like superb. Even what's the name that was Roller Girl in Boogie Nights and stuff? Heather, what's her name? Can't remember.
Locklear?
No, the chick that played Roller Girl in Boogie Nights. She was the porn star with the roller skates. I'm trying to think. Damn. Was he in Beat It? I thought he was in. Okay, maybe it's like, okay. Was he in Beat It? Okay, so maybe he was in Beat It then. Okay, I thought he was in because I know Wesley Snipes was definitely in the Bad, because that was so funny. But I remember
also in Fame. He was also in Fame, I think.
Yeah, Fame. Fame. I'm gonna live forever.
Man, this says too much rap in Fame.
Oh no.
Yeah, never got past the intro.
But that's the thing. Like, that's where I was going. You know, New York Undercover, they're like, okay, let's bring in a couple of white characters. Let's try to make it more diverse, because they were already getting that urban audience. And so they were like, so by killing off a very popular character who was wanting a nice little, Heather Graham, that is her. That's Heather Graham was Roller Girl in Boogie Nights.
Oh, okay, never saw it.
But she was in Diggstown as the one guy, the one prisoner who got killed. He was supposed to get out, and they made sure they killed him before he got out. He was supposed to be in on the little con that they were doing, and it ended up being his sister that helped him. And I thought that was a great, just the way Diggstown was done. I thought it was just real smart. And what's that? Bruce Dern was in that. I know Laura Dern's father. Bruce Dern is brilliant. And I was like, Bruce Dern as the villain in that time. I mean, That thing, I probably need to go back and watch that now. That's such a great movie, Dickstown. I cannot stress enough how great that show is. But
What show was what was it on? Is it a Fox show or
Dickstown?
yeah?
Oh, it was released in the theaters. It was kind of a small budget movie, but it's
okay.
Louis Gossett Jr. as a kind of old, washed up boxer who had
I remember that.
I mean, James Woods was brilliant in that as the little con artist guy. And then you had, what's the guy? Oliver something, kind of heavy set guy. He plays a lot of these. He's always in these like serious. He can play both though. I've noticed. I'm trying to remember. Man, I'll have to look that up now. I'm like, John, you supposed to be looking this shit up with me, man. Come on now.
I looked up Diggstown, 1992.
Who? Okay, the fact. What's the guy? Was it Oliver Platt or something?
Something Cobbs or something like that?
What do you need?
There's a guy. There's a kind of
Cobb.
Oliver something. I thought his name was.
Platt.
Yeah, it is Oliver. Okay, because Oliver Platt, he plays in everything. Because he was in that show called The C Word with Laura Linney playing her husband, and then she got he walked in and she was getting piped down by Idris Elba in the swimming pool. I remember they had drained the swimming pool, and for whatever reason, she decided, she's like, I'm going to have sex with a black man. Yeah, it was that kind of thing. It was so great. He walked up and she was, he had been the janitor at her school, and she was just like, yeah, me and the husband aren't getting along too well, and I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna, I kind of got a crush on this guy, and I've got cancer anyway, and everything's going on. So I'm just gonna do whatever. And so he walked up and he was like, oh, and I remember that because it was. But Idris Elba is obviously a favorite of mine. So, but trying to think. Okay, so I looked up the cast of New York Undercover. His name's Michael DeLorenzo. That is him. Because then you also had George O'Gore II, who ended up being Damon Wayans' son on the Damon Wayans show, whatever they call it, Wayans or whatever they called it. That was My Wife and Kids. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
He played, but Jonathan LaPaglia who's the brother of Anthony LaPaglia, that is on what's the show, Criminal Minds, or what? He's on one of those shows on CBS, or Missing Persons, I think it was. And which they're both like Australian or something. I was like, or Italian or something. I know they're actually not born in the U.S., which threw me off. I didn't. It's just like it threw me off. Yeah, he's born in Australia, and I was like, I cannot hear that in there. I was like Anthony LaPaglia and Jonathan LaPaglia, but Jonathan LaPaglia was the one that took Michael DeLorenzo's place on New York Undercover. And Great White Dope, you just got to pay attention, brother. I don't know what to tell you, man. We just talking, man. Just having conversations while Elliot draws, man. It's not supposed to make sense. We're just talking, man. We just guys all sitting messing around talking. I was like, everything doesn't have to have meaning, man. Sometimes you just talk.
Yeah, we're just chilling.
Yeah, we just chilling, man. Not a news broadcast.
Malin's turning to me. I'm gonna go to bed soon. I'm gonna be here for a little while. And he's like,
we're hanging out in the street corner store.
Yeah, we were just talking. It's like, yeah, man, you remember it was about like 85 and Goonies was out. and then there was also Stand By Me. I remember that. And I was like, I want to see a dead body.
What do you think about that, Malin?
What do I think about what?
The face.
I think you messed it up doing what you just did. Yeah, it was looking good, and then I'm like, why is he moving everything?
What are you talking about?
He moved her lips, her jaw, everything.
He's doing facial reconstructive surgery.
Yeah, that was looking good right there. What's wrong with that?
She looked masculine.
Oh.
Hence the Adam's apple, brother. That goes
Maybe
back
it's
to the Adams.
it might be this right here. It might be this right here.
Yeah.
Maybe soften this up a
Yeah,
little bit.
never do cheekbones. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you gotta critics gotta get woke, man. You gotta do like a trans elf character, man.
Not only did Elliot do cheekbone, which is a no-no on a woman, but he also made it go all the way to her mouth.
Listen.
What demon possessed you, Elliot?
I tell you, man.
Mike Miller.
Yeah.
All right, I'm saving this file.
There you go.
All right, I'm gonna flatten it. Well, I'm not gonna flatten this one. I'm gonna
Need like shadow contour lines and
no
scarf around the neck.
It's
Mike
really
Miller. Mike Miller. Shut it out.
Hilarious.
Critias, tell everybody about that character.
Well, I actually just came with the story while being in stream with you guys, but she escapes her world, from Elf world, and it's under attack by by another army, another, I guess, rival elf. I don't know what you want to call them. And she is, and not everybody can escape. So to save her life, her mother casts a spell to send her to another world, and she winds up on Earth, but on a battlefield. And this soldier rescues her and sneaks her into the States, because he knows that she's different and she's a child, and he raises her as his own kid. But he eventually dies, and his wife ends up having cancer, and so she takes up stripping just to be able to pay off, because it's the only place she can go to with the way she looks, and play it off like she's just a costume,
Perfect.
From there. Yeah.
She's an illegal immigrant stripper from space.
Yeah.
And there's a magical wall.
She came in from with a MAGA hat. Let's not forget.
Yeah, there's a magical wall, and then she's trying to, get past the magical wall so that she can come into our country and get all the benefits.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes total sense now.
She's going for the.
Okay, left that part out, Elliot. Tell us how she's manipulating the system in her benefit.
Yeah, so she's gonna go apply for food stamp under somebody else's name, and then
They put her in the camp. No, they put her in the camp. They called her and they put her in the camp, and then all the news reporters went down there and blamed everything on Trump.
Oh,
she's gonna apply for food stamps under somebody else's name and welfare too, and she's gonna she's gonna pay for the BMW with the benefits she collects.
And she's voting Democrat.
Yeah, I can't forget that.
There was something I just saw that someone posted. I think it was on Instagram or something, where apparently they had like 95,000 immigrants down there in Texas, and like 50-something thousand of them had been registered to vote or something, even though they were illegal. It was like some crazy stuff, and I was like, wow. I was like, okay, I thought this stuff was all made up.
Game in the system.
Just like when they be having all those like people that have been dead for like 15 years, all of a sudden they're registered to vote. I was like, oh, how did that happen?
They came back from the rapture.
That's what it is, man.
So, Crit, I just sent it to you on our message chat. And right on. Boys, I gotta get to sleep. I got church in a few hours. So
I appreciate it, Elliot.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you, Crit, for being patient. Malin, I appreciate you for hanging out, man. Thank you I know you're not feeling well, but you're a champ, man. I appreciate that. You get one less negative comment from me on Jordan Quarter.
So you email or you sent it on the chat on Twitter, right?
Yeah, it's in the chat on Twitter.
Right.
So
got it.
All right. And then if you need something larger, I can send that to you too. Malin, I never sent you the file, right? I never sent you a larger file. I'll tell you, you know what? Remember I did Vlad?
Yeah.
If you could send me your email in the chat or something, that'd be great.
John.malin@gmail. Don't anyone else email me, please, and thank you.
Well, I'm writing it down, actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna write it down somewhere.
It's just a fan letter, though.
Elliot, when you get the chance, just send me the bigger one tomorrow or anything.
Okay, that sounds good.
Go get it printed out.
Yeah, I just sent you one that fits in the 8.5 by 11.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
All right, so hey, John. At Gmail. Okay.
She's looking good.
Yeah, she does.
Yep, looks good.
All right. So I earned my credits today. I want to thank all you guys in the chat, all the super chats. I appreciate that, man. I'm blessed by that. That's awesome. I also want to thank my what do you call it? My moderators, Critias or Scorn Comics,
Okay.
Arthur Bear Brown, aka the Uncanny Kodiak, for being a super champ, and
John Mayer.
not Nasser because he was not that helpful. Is Malin? Malin, you're a guy too, right? Aren't you, Malin? Yes, you are. Yes,
Pretty sure. Pretty sure.
We're
You know what?
almost.
Antonio, you
What do you mean? Am I a guy? What are you talking about?
a,
We
a
don't-
moderator,
It's
a moderator.
It's ma'am.
Let's see.
And but I do want to thank you, you guys. So Antonio, you still have Brand working out. This is Antonio Bryce
Yes.
and Kanan White. You still have Brand on in demand on Indiegogo.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Mr. Malpica, you have your Detective Dead, Crimson Moon. I keep wanting to say Blood Moon, but I know it's Crimson Moon
Same thing.
on Indiegogo.
Yes,
No, it's
sir.
not because it won't come up if I put in Blood Moon.
Bloody
Bloody Moon is a terrible time. And Mr. Malin, so you have some future projects coming out, and as of right now, things are just kind of rolling out, getting things completed and launched, or rather not launched, but fulfilled. Correct?
Yeah, everything I'm doing right now is on the down low, but go check out on Indiegogo a project called The Good Night by Crystal McGee.
There you go.
She goes by It's McGee on a lot of our chats, and she's a longtime Comicsgate supporter. So at least give her a look, everyone.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I load in some information in my description by Crystal McGee. I'll put her as well since you were diligent in reminding us about it. All right. Any last minute things? Do you guys want to talk about? Make any comments? Any last minute thoughts or anything else you're doing these days?
Nope.
That's
I
it.
got nothing.
Did I ruin your presentation? I should have let you guys do it.
I'm developing a new version of In Living Color without rap.
And instead of
music.
Instead of Jennifer Lopez, it has Melissa Gilbert as a fly girl.
Oh,
Melissa Gilbert now or Melissa Gilbert like 40 years ago? Because if it's like Melissa Gilbert 40 years ago, I'll be like, all right.
Yeah, how about neither?
If it's like 40 years ago, I'll go there. But
Malin, don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Ellie from the block.
You should do that as your outro.
I don't have an outro like Doug. What should we do? What should we do?
Oh, that should have been it right there. Except you should direct that rap towards your audience on your way out.
I'm going to try to figure out how to do a. The only downside I was telling Antonio earlier. I want to do something through OBS. I know that what's her name that does it?
Martina Makura.
Hakuna Matata. I want to something like
hilarious.
She does one and she does it through OBS, but she also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, some of these people are using Discord, and I want to figure that out. But the only downside to it is when you guys want to share something, I don't think you can share it through Discord. It won't show up on the screen.
Well, the way she does it, she is amazing because she can take a break and put a commercial while she does does her own thing, and then she'll come back and continue the stream.
Right, because I can show you how that happens, but we'll figure that out because I want to do something like that where I can do graphics and outros and intros and such. Arthur Bear says, I'm on Discord. Hey. And actually, that'd be kind of cool. That's something we should talk about, fellas. Maybe down the road. I want to start. We'll talk about it because
Yellow Flash tried telling me about this stuff. I can't wrap my head around it. I'm too old.
Malin, I'm older than you.
Yeah. But I don't remember last week. So mentally, I'm a lot older.
Oh, so Bear says you can share and see it. Oh, okay. That's Streamlabs, not Discord. What? Streamlabs, not Discord? I don't know. I don't know. See, every time Sketch jumps in, I get confused. Sketch, help me out. We'll talk about this later. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. It is 4:35 in the morning here on the East Coast. You guys were insane hanging out with me, but you guys are also very, very honored among the hallowed halls of Valhalla. We'll talk to you guys very soon. God bless you guys. Have a great Sunday. Peace.
Later,
And
everybody.
later.
Peace, yeah. All right, howdy.